Hopefully y'all can hear me, goddammit. Woo! Oh man, we got the snowman up here. How many people up here, man? We gotta start this off right. Oh, we are on. We are on like the friction. Woo! Shout out to Roger for having the patience of a goddamn saint. Shout out. If I'm coming in loud and clear, give me a check. Just put a check. Just say check in there. If I'm not, just say we can't hear you. Could this truly be the most glorious, the most splendiferous? My mic sounds nice. Check one. How many of you witnessed that epic, epic episode on the Roger Report Live? Shout out to Roger. And shout out to all of you who actually super chatted and support your interests. And we had the super divestor herself come up there. Woo! Oh my God. Oh my God. You couldn't make this shit up. Now, officially, I got 24 people, 27, and we're growing. I need everybody from Baltimore to Bangkok to Austin to Amsterdam, from Chicago to Constantinople, which is modern day Istanbul. All together now in the space. Woo! We have a new challenger. Oh my God. Oh my God. Woo! What's up, Mr. Strokes, for the super chat? Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that was epic. That was epic. Why do you come over here in a space where it's nothing but black men, but you want to talk about how black men are coming up to you For what? What were you going to prove? What were you going to prove? All you heard was this. That's all you heard. I'm just wondering, like, what was she really going to do? Was she gonna change our minds? Was she gonna make a simp? Was she gonna say something that's bad? What was gonna happen? I'm really confused about that. Volcanus. Woo! Man, I'm. What's the shug? Volcanus. Woo! With the $10. I'm, 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 I'm really confused on that. You came to a spot with black men to talk about you tired of them approaching you and you're in love with your white guy, but you came to a spot where it's nothing but black guys. That is a case of pick a struggle. You're not getting the attention you crave. You're not getting the attention you want. She really thought this. You're right. Sun is hot, raw. You thought she was going to get under our skin. But they don't realize something. I don't care. It shows you how immature, how lackluster a lot of these broads have been. We don't go to their spaces and bother them. They got to come over here and say, but you don't understand. We're the super divestors. Okay. You're divesting. Good for you. Sounds like a grade 8 side chick to me. Side chick material, baby. Side chick material. Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. I'm just going to tell you, man. That whole shit. For those who need the Super Chat, that's it right there. I'm just confused. Like, you say you don't want us. We're okay with that. All of us are telling you, do you, baby? Be at peace. We're not going to hate on you because you're in a so-called relationship. And the reason I'm calling it so-called, because you know how many people claim they're married, claim they're engaged for 3 years. I had an ex who I broke away from, and she said she was engaged to this guy, and she said she's still engaged, and it's been about 5-6 years. You're once, twice, 12 times the bid, wench. Like, women really want to save face, man. Just tell it what it is. You the side hoe. You the hoe. You just a hoe. You just a grade B side hoe. I mean, you look cute. I mean, got that going for you, but you're insufferable. Have you ever noticed when all these chicks date white guys, They want to talk like this, like that old nasally Cynthia G bullshit. But every time I hear women talk about they're married or got a man, if that was true, why are you up in my face? That's how you... Women think men are stupid, by the way, if you haven't noticed. They really do. They really do. And this is how you can tell. This is how you can tell. I'm married. Fuck you talking to me for 12 o'clock at night? But you don't understand. I'm married. Okay, good for you. What the fuck does that do for me? Hadouken! Hadouken! I mean, I'm just doing that all day. Hadouken! Hadouken! I mean, really, what does that do for me? You're with a man, but you're talking to me. It's no different that, well, you're right, Ed. You know, give her credit. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Ed. Yeah, I do give her credit for showing up. Yeah, you're right. That's more than what most would do. But what do you think she was trying to accomplish? What is her modus operandi? What do you do against a man who doesn't give a fuck? Shout out to Mr. Shrugs again. Her dusty ass been on black men's panels for 3 years now. She's trying to get the attention, and I'm gonna tell you what's weird about black women. They accept any type of attention from men, especially aggressive attention, because they're confused and discombobulated in love. That's what they want. They're looking for love. Every time you see a black woman with a white guy, she thinks she made it, but she finds out she's really not attracted to him. I don't know too many black women that are truly head over heels attracted to white guys. They're not too many. They'll fuck them and date them because they think it's a status pull up. That's one thing. But that's totally different from actually having physical attractiveness. Total difference. Total difference. They all got a funny way of showing it. You know why? Why? Well, it's not because she's working at Dubai. It's because she hasn't earned her way up to the truck stop level yet. Now, then again, she might go to Dubai. She's cute enough. I'll give her that. But if a guy's been with you for 3 years and he gets you a car, you're a whore. You're not engaged. He's just telling you you're engaged because of 2 reasons. 1, he doesn't want to lose you. 2, he wants you to stop asking him. I already know this. I've worked with these women in the police department. They mess with some white lieutenant. He's promising them that he's going to leave his wife, which he's not. Then she goes tell the wife. Then you're both suspended, and all kinds of shit breaks loose. And then when she gets scorned, she wants to take the white guy to child support, if she does. Most don't. And then when she's scorned, that's when she want to find the blackest nigga she can find. Ed's second channel. That's when she want to find the blackest dude she can find. She doesn't want no regular black dude. She wants some dreadlock fucking waves, dark as night black man. But it's incredibly funny and incredibly sad that all you want to do is show your little white boy in the face and you think you're going to stare up something in black man. He ain't better than me. I can do this better. No, this is what black men are telling you. We don't care. Go. I even told her, I'll help you pack. I would personally help you pack. See, the problem with this is that we don't care. You're right. The days of being the garbage man are over. For some, anyway. Some of you niggas out there, y'all still be sneaking big bitches on the sides. We don't care. You know, we gotta go old school with our shit. We gotta go old school with our shit. We don't care. We don't give a damn. Hadouken! 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 We don't care. We just throw fireballs at it, man. You don't capture our attention as you used to. We don't care. And see, you put yourself in such a predicament where brothers can literally say to an attractive chick, okay, good to go. And shout out to the snowman for the cash app. Woo! You're getting these kick-ass shows, man. And sign up for the and don't forget to subscribe to the snowman's channel. In the mornings, he's hitting you hard with the good sports and the trivia. At night, he's giving you the men's rights talk. Got it, can't beat it. One of the best shows, one of the best new shows in town, brother. Woo! Get on that hype train before it's too late. Snowman. See, she has that MAGA hat. She got that blue line police. And the whole time she's talking to me, and I'm a military war vet. And they're about to be soon a retired police officer. It's hilarious that Shorty didn't even understand the concept. Shorty didn't even understand the concept of what she's talking about. Don't forget to support the snowman, too. Woo! Yeah, the divested conservative. See, I'm it's very hard to be conservative. It's very hard to be conservative without service. It's very hard. I just did it because Namor said. Tiger uppercut. Tiger uppercut. I'm just wondering. That's how she came into that space. All you heard was this.
uppercut.
I dare you to jump in on me. I dare
Tiger uppercut.
jump in.
Tiger uppercut.
Keep jumping in.
Tiger uppercut.
Keep jumping in. She the divested conservative. I never knew being a whore was conservative. Because a conservative woman would never dare be on a panel with a bunch of men and speak so disrespectfully as she was speaking. See, I'm going to say this to you. A lot of people call themselves conservative and never did one bit of service. Military, fire, police, none of that. You don't get more conservative than the goddamn military. Because to conserve also means to conform. To conform means you do what's best for society as a whole. When I listen to brothers talk on these panels who are the so-called conservatives, not all, but too damn many, and some of these women, they don't get their shit together. They talking about, well, just me and my family. No, that's not conservatism at all. Conservatism is you and the society. The society takes precedence. You will be willing to join the military because it's something that's honorable, that you actually have a family lineage towards. As a matter of fact, a lot of families put it in their will. If you don't have military service, you're being written out the will. Edwards said her idea of conservative in her mind is anti-black. That's what conservative means to her, anti-black and pro-white. See, you're on to something about that because that's what it is. I just want to be the opposite of these niggas. You're one of the dumbest creatures ever. The dumbest creatures ever. You will never be Miss Ann. Somebody put that in the chat. You will never be Miss Ann, no matter how hard you try. You will never get the title of Mrs. Cartwright. You're going to have that white chick meet you in that seedy hotel and tell you that you're never going to be a Cartwright. Your son will never get the ability to get out of his daddy's will. He will never have the prestige of being a Cartwright. All you were was the bed warmer. That's why I asked her, how do you gauge the right temperature for that Posturepedic to get warmed up? I want everybody in the chat to say this. You will never be Miss Ann. You will never be Miss Ann. And by the way, in case any of you divestors are in the chat, you're welcome to come on my panel and we'll do a one-on-one. And everybody knows when I do a one-on-one, those are epic. So come up here and I'll make you famous and you'll make me money. You will never be Miss Ann. See, the fact of the matter is, black men are not trying to be Mr. Cartwright. Black men are really like Bruce Banner. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to start making t-shirts with that shit. You will never be Miss Ann. Edward said, even how she sound, SWP asks that question SWP asks that question as a question on why do divestors sound, and also why do they hate black men so much, because they can't be telling all their backstory reasons. Of course, because they suck too much dick. Shout out to Mrs. Bailey. You will never be Miss Ann. Until black women are happy being nappy, you'll never be Miss Ann. You'll be miserable. You know why? You look at your man as failures, but you never look at them as overachievers. You'll never be Miss Ann. Live with it. It's inevitable. I can hear Thanos coming up there getting a soul gem plucked from your fucking body. You will never get that status. You will never get that wealth, no matter how many babies you screw. No matter how many times you give him fellatio. Here it is. And see, here's the known secret. Black men never had to change who they are to get white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, non-ADOS black women. All we had to do was just show up and exist. And that hurts you so bad. Shout out to Xander with a Z. Never be Miss Ann. Whoa! Yeah, you like that one. You know what? I'm going to start writing down a lot of the shit that I say. Would y'all be down for like t-shirts and sweatshirts and hats and mugs and cups for a lot of my catchphrases? Just let me know if you do. But I'm going to tell you this. I never once wanted to be a white guy. I was always comfortable in my skin. I grew up in the 80s and 90s reading comic books, playing video games when it wasn't cool. I'm a wrestler by trade. I love old school soul, Japanese jazz, Japanese funk, Black American funk. I love 90s hip hop, some 2000 hip hop. Once in a while, I can listen to a good, modern time song, but I'm comfortable fucking being me. My friends used to say, well, you wear these vests and these suits when we going out to the club. I said, did it ever hurt me getting women? No. As a matter of fact, that made them more attracted because I was different. I stood out. Though I am one of many, I forever will remain unique. Somebody put that in the chat. Though I am one of many, I shall forever remain unique. That's the problem with divestors. You're not unique. You had 600 good years of dealing with white men before we even really dealt with white women. And even when you were married to that white man to get trade for gold and slaves, guess what? You still are not the abundant woman he chases after. He rarely has children by you. And some of them, if not a good many of them, once he has children by you, he abandons you. You try to pass off those children to some blue-black Negro, and those children who have kinky hair and very light features with green eyes, and you try to pass them off to him like it's his children. Think about that. Think about that. You suck so much as a wife that you're not even the first pick for concubines. A lot of you chicks need to just say, you were just a notch on that white boy's belt. That's all it was. You came up here, you try to flaunt your white boy, and we were like Superman in the Snyder cut of the Justice League. We're not impressed. We are not impressed. Shout out to the snowman. You're right. They had their shot. And they shit the bag. They had their shot. See, this is what we really have to fundamentally capture. You suck. And not in a good way. You actually are really good at being lousy wives. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. You suck at being good wives. You suck even worse being good mothers. What man wants to besmirch his legacy with you? I've always asked this question. I don't hate black women. I just wonder when you're going to give us a better product. I judge women how they treat their children before I even talk about how you're going to treat me. How do you treat your son? Is your son being built to be an overachiever? Is your son being put in a position of power? Is your son being bred for military service and leadership? Does your son get trained on how to make decisions for the household? If not, you're lousy. When your son needs assistance, do you complain about him not being a man or do you assist him? I'm really confused. Someone help. I don't understand. Somebody please explain this. You're right, Efren. She thought that she was Steppenwolf with that plasma axe, and our boy Kal-El came up in there, not impressed, and then beat the brakes off his ass. See, take a guy like, for example, Snowman, who's in an interracial marriage. Have you ever noticed there's a difference between being in an interracial relationship versus being a divestor? Snowman loves his wife not because she's white, it's because of who she is. Divestors only date white men because of their skin. You know what's funny, Xander? I never liked that. I had a conversation with an ex, and she says, "Well, I gotta deal with the fact that men don't like being challenged." No, we don't. Why the fuck do I gotta fight through my career? And we're talking about the decent guys, the halfway decent guys, men who make about 39 to 59, about the average Joe Blow. They're not broke, they're not super rich, but they're average. They're decent. They're living a good life. They're content. If that average guy is making enough money to take care of his bills, to put a roof over your head, why shit on him? What you should do is be supportive, not challenging. Whatever happened to be his peace? Whatever happened to that? No. Now I gotta argue with you after fighting the forces of fucking evil. And usually it's about some dumb shit that could have been handled by you. I remember I had this rule with every woman in my life. When I was on patrol, don't give me anything that can be handled by you. Don't give me any stupid shit till I get off. I need to be sharp because I could get into any situation. And if I don't see what this person is doing because I'm distracted or whatever stupid shit or drama going on, that could cost me or someone else their life. See, the investors are what I like to call too dumb to be stupid. too dumb to be stupid. You would give up the best of black men, which means if this black man has a PhD, then he's 20 times the man of a white guy with a PhD. Because he had to work a shit ton harder to get it and even more to keep it. You literally are talking this stupid divestor shit, and you're not even getting the best of white men, which is hilarious. But that white woman, she will get the best of yours. See how it's stupid? Matter of fact, Edward, get your ass up here. This is going to be some entertaining shit today. Don't forget to hit the super chat, hit the cash app, support, share the show, hit a like. That's free. See, a lot of these divestors will still say, why don't black men protect us? But they will never, ever, ever, ever tell that white man to protect them. I remember looking at a YouTube video. It's this black chick talking about, well, black men need to protect us better. Then she's in a relationship with a white guy. No, you go, whoever you cock your legs open at night to, that's the person who has the burden of protection of you. Sorry. You know my feelings about protection. There is no protection without obedience. There is no protection without obedience. You coming out here talking about some damn, why don't we protect you? You miserable creature. You miserable creature. Why? Why should we protect somebody who said they don't need us? They don't want us. You know what? We'll just say, hey, we respect your opinion. We truly do. What happens if we make you live up to those words you always say to us? What happens when black men say, well, you're strong and independent. Okay. Oh, you don't need me to help you? Bye. Bye. What will happen then? Shout out to Joe's for the $5 super chat. Divestors also need black men to believe like divestors are leaving. Black men do not care. Bon voyage. Why should I protect something that does not listen to me? Why should I protect anything that's not under my authority? And please, we're going to do this bridge off like we had Roger. Now we have myself. And then later on, we're going to go to the snowman, where he's going to have it unfiltered for you. We're bridging it up. See how the Black Manosphere works together? Roger sent some of his viewers. I'm sending Snowman my viewers. 9:00 tonight. Put the link to your channel. It's going to be really good. You're going to like the Snowmans. way of thinking and his point of view. Speaking of another man with a beautiful point of view, woo! Underrated darkness, ladies and gentlemen. The classic man. Oh man, we got to link up again. Good talking to him and his lady when they came down to see the world famous Great Blacks and Wax Museum, and we went out to eat and fellowship, baby. Woo! That's how we do it. See, the problem is this: you have no integrity. A divestor by nature has no integrity but to herself. She's using that white man for his skin in alleged access. She's using that white man to prop herself up. She's using the black man's vaunted physicality, either sexually or an unpaid bodyguard or a hitman. She does not do these things out of love. She does it because she has no true integrity and loyalty to no one but herself. Think about that. Think about that. A mercenary. Yes, you're right. A goddamn mercenary. She has no loyalty. She has absolutely none. It's really disgusting. I want you to really think about that. She has no loyalty to anybody but herself. She doesn't even have loyalty to her own goddamn children. Where do we have that? Where do we create that? She has no loyalty. That man, if I'm really wondering, when does that man really come? When is that man gonna play superhero for her? A divestor is never to be trusted by either black men or white men. Because guess what? At the end of the day, she's only using you, bro. Only using you.
She thinks she's using him, but she's not as he's using her because at any moment he could leave her and find himself somebody better.
That's the point. See, black women think that black men left them. No, black men have been too damn loyal, even for my blood.
I've actually seen things like this before among my own, and other ethnicities. But more often than not, I've actually seen interracial marriages where. Hang on a second, I need to clear my throat. I've actually seen interracial relationships and marriages where it's a white man with a non-black woman. Especially because from the third world, you don't see them try to act white. They just act like themselves because they mock white women because they realize and they just mock white women. They look at white women like, "It is what it is."
That's all it
Yeah,
is.
see,
Go ahead. What's up, Gamer? What's up,
Go ahead, Jesse.
Jesse? And what's up, Snowman? Go ahead,
What's
Jesse.
going on, fellas? So I did catch a little bit of Roger stream today. I didn't catch all 6 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I caught a little bit of your stream here. When I wasn't having dinner, and you know, I did one of my mother's favorite Negro spirituals was "May the work I do speak for me."
Well,
And at the end of the day, your work is always going to be a representation of you. What results you have is going to be a representation of the work, and the reputation is going to be a representation of the work and your rep that you do, and your reputation. You know that is going to coincide with the results that you have. So at the end of the day, when you look at the data, when you look at the statistics, it's all a product of women's reputation and women's work that they do. How do they treat their men? What type of work do they put in for their men? How do they treat their children? What type of work do they put in for their boys and their girls?
So true.
And so when you look at the demographics, the data in terms of who's the least married and who's the most divorced, it's a reason for that. It's a reason why that reputation is so terrible, not only amongst their own men, but amongst men all over the world. It's not by accident that you're the not only the least desired, globally, but also the least married and the most divorced. It's because of that reputation and the amount of work that they're able to put in, right? Even
Can you
on the
preach?
last stream,
Can you preach that again, Jesse?
I'm in the spirit right now, brother. I can't even run it back. I'm being channeled by a higher power,
I dig
well,
it. I dig it.
So look,
well.
so let me say this, right? I mean, I come when I was younger, I used to always preach about black men, and black men need to improve and self-develop, and I still believe that. But as time went on, I started to realize, we are not at fault like many people try to portray it to be. Because I always say, if we're the ones at fault, why are we able to do well in relationships and marriages with other groups of women, and our other half, quote unquote, is not able to do that? Why are we able to adapt in other cultures? I've seen men, in all different countries and all different cultures finding success with marriage. I have I have family members that's married to Latino women, Asian women, white women, Middle Eastern women. Dog, I'm about to say something funny, but nah, I'm gonna chill.
I'm
No,
gonna
no, go
say,
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this
I want
to
to hear
you.
it.
Have you ever noticed when black men date, like I said earlier, when black men date women outside their race, they don't have to change a damn thing about themselves?
Not a thing.
Exactly.
Not a thing. Because when I met my wife, I was living in a hotel in Michigan City, Indiana, and I was trying to get on my feet, and Jody came up to see me, and her first statement to me was, "Don't change a damn thing. I love you for who you are."
Mm.
We went to Northern Illinois that night, had a kick-ass time. I covered my game, and we went and had pizza, and that was that. Been joined at the hip since. And believe me, in 4 years, she's ridden through a lot with me. A lot. Which will lead me to this. And Charles, if I have your permission, sir.
Go ahead.
Remember that one night I came on the panel and I was in tears because my family needed help and I didn't know where to turn. Well, guess what? I know I'm going to constantly need it because I'm disabled, but we're really going to need it now.
Yeah.
It just turned over into September. I have a trip to change my sentence. We have a trip to Greensboro coming up in October, but we need a cushion. And my Cash App is in the private chat, and I'm doing Snowman Unfiltered tonight, and I'm gonna ask again, but if the folks can give us a push right now, as well as give us a push tonight, it will be appreciated. And I echo all you guys' point. Man, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
Yes, sir.
You
I've been
repeat that for
celebrated.
the motherfuckers in the back.
I've been celebrated by Jody K for 4 years. She tells me every day, chase your dream or I'll kick your ass. She doesn't throw me under the bus. She helps me drive that bitch. And Edward, I see your point. She doesn't throw me under the bus. She says, get your ass up in here and help me drive this thing. And it's like Charles said, I love Dr. K for who she is. From the moment I locked eyes on her. From the moment we first exchanged messages. I had someone
I
sarcastically
hear Brian
ask,
McKnight in the background.
huh?
I'm starting to hear Brian McKnight in the background.
From the day we first exchanged messages, which was the day after my birthday in 2018, we've been joined at the hip. We got to know each other. We became friends. The song she walked down the aisle to me the day we got married, You're My Best Friend by Queen. I try to play that for her every day before the day gets started.
Yes, sir.
Says you can't be romantic anymore.
That's the song we both chose.
Yeah.
That's the song we both chose. I mean, the guy who married us, my brother-in-law, asked Jody, "Are you sure you want to walk down the aisle to this?" And without blinking, she says, "Yep." And then Johnny came up to me. He said, "You know the song that she chose? You're My Best Friend by Queen. That's our song. That's who she's walking down the aisle to me with."
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "And you don't mind?" Hell no, I don't mind. That's my best friend. She has been my best friend. From here to the moon and back. And she told me earlier today, because we're short on finances. I said, "Baby, I may be limited, but I'm gonna do what the hell I can." And her response to me was, "That's all I ask you to do is try." That's why I'm putting the plea out now, and I'm putting the plea out at 9 p.m. tonight. Anybody that can help starting now and carry us on through, man, you will be more than celebrated.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Everybody needs to go to the Snowman's channel in the morning. He does the best damn sports show on YouTube, and at night he's taking the gloves off. He's putting his bare knuckle, and he's being unfiltered. Man, I should start doing commercials.
Actually switching from boxing gloves to MMA gloves. Or is it the hemp ropes like in Muay Thai?
Because the boxing gloves are for the morning when I'm on for 120 minutes. The MMA gloves are at night when I'm unfiltered.
Oh,
and
yeah.
believe me,
oh man, it's gonna be a lot of cauliflower ears now.
One of the subjects I'm going to touch on tonight, just to give a little teaser, is it wrong to tell a man I love you? Because I say it to the guys in the chat all the fucking time.
Never.
I said it to my father every day. I said it to my grandfather. I said it to my cousins. I said it to my uncle. I say it to the guys here.
I think
it's
that's the
only
problem.
wrong in the black democracy.
And I think really we don't say it enough to each other.
Can you?
Because we're never looked at as something to be loved.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Let me put it this way, fellas. Let me put it this way. Have you noticed, like, in the last decade, since the 2000s, motherfuckers, they got a caveat when they say they love their brother. They go like, "I love you, man. No homo." I'm like,
You beat me to it. You beat me. To,
no,
you
I'm
beat me
down with
to it.
that. I'm down. I said, I told my brother. I told my man, my dude. I got a brother from another mother. We 3 weeks apart. Birthday was. By the way, Charles, I have to say, fuck you. 5 months behind, but yeah, I finally crossed over.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday, Namer.
Thank you very much.
Happy
40. I'm losing my mind
40.
today.
You 40-year-old
I'm
bastard.
40 today. I'm losing. I'm a dirty old bastard.
Yeah.
I'm
By the
proud-
way,
I'm
everybody in
proud,
the
but I'm
chat
not
say
proud.
name.
I'm blessed.
Everybody in the chat give Namer a happy birthday. He's an
Happy
old
birthday.
bastard
Yeah,
today.
40.
Happy birthday. Happy
40. Yeah,
happy
40 years
40th
old.
birthday.
But
Yeah,
here's the
fuck
crazy
that old
part.
bastard, old ass bastard.
Happy 40th birthday.
Yeah, I'm a
And
dirty perv today. I'm officially a dirty perv. But here's what's scary right now.
name on
Last
this is
Saturday,
yeah.
my dad turned 70, so now he's in old fuck status. Thank you, George Carlin. 70 years old. I'm looking forward to catch up to that motherfucker. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh.
I'll step away, but Neymar, I leave you with this. Upon request, when we talked earlier today, since I turned 50, I know I'm not 70 yet, but since I turned 50, I feel like this. Thank you to the late great George Carlin. So now that I'm an old fuck,
And that's what I call myself. An old fuck.
an old fuck,
Old
not
fuck.
an old fart.
Because you know what, an old fuck is more like,
Exactly. I may
man,
have to
I've seen
bust
too many
out-
old farts in my life. God damn it.
I may have to bust out a George
But-
Carlin routine at BlurredCon. I just
Yeah.
may have to
But
bust out
anyway.
a George Carlin routine.
But anyway, what I was saying is, like, the whole thing about the whole issue about saying you love your man, show you love, I love you, man. I remember, if you remember Bad Boys, original one,
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Lawrence would tell Will Smith, I love you, man. And they said, look, because they understood what it is. They understood the context of it. A lot of dudes nowadays is because of this insecurity about our masculinity. I'm like, because dudes want to, because a lot of times, dudes, when they try to bring each other down, they got to take shots at each other's masculinity. And back in the day, what was the worst way to attack a man's masculinity? You called them gay.
Yep. But that's
I'm going to tell you. We don't tell each other we love each other enough.
enough. Yes.
You know what? I'm so glad when I had a chance to tell my boy Leon that I loved him. He said he loved me before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
God rest his soul.
And there's nothing wrong with expressing your boys your love for them. What happens is you have a lot of people out there, like a Divestor, who only loves in a very shallow way.
Too damn shallow. Too damn shallow.
Yeah.
In a very
Here's
shallow
another way to
way.
look at it, Charles. Look at this way, Charles. You tell your son you love him, don't you?
Of course. Every time I drop him out to school.
Mm-hmm.
You have an idea how many times when a man tells his kid he loves him, he gets looked at with suspicion?
Been
Because
there.
the people want to take things out of context.
Been there. I'm there now with my son Dakota.
And it's funny because look at how this Divestor was. She didn't come there, just speaking, okay, this is a guy I fell in love with and just so happens he's white. She didn't even do it out of love. See, the real question is, are Divestors ever capable of love?
I'll answer that. Nope.
Say whiteness can wash away a multitude of sin.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you,
Shout out
David.
to
Shout
David
out.
Carroll.
Shout out,
Sir
R.I.P.
David Carroll.
R.I.P.
Thank you,
Dr.
Sir
David Carroll, man.
Thank you, Dr. David Carroll.
Wait a minute. What is this, like they can cleanse your souls? What is this, like a Hindu?
It will wash
dipping
away
themselves in the
all
holy dip in the
iniquities.
Hindu river?
Yes, that red white skin will wash
Sorry, the
away
Ganges
all
River?
iniquities.
A multitude of imperfections and sins.
It
Man,
will wash away
Or like
all
a Muslim going to
iniquities.
Mecca? Come on now.
Before we moved into the place where I am now, and we were living with our in-laws. During the day, after I get off the air, you know how much David Carroll content I had in my ears while I was editing? Charles, you already know. We've spoken about it so many times. I live off
Were you
that
ever
content.
tempted to pick up a cigar in the process?
No, I haven't been tempted to pick up a cigar. Instead, I pick up something to eat in its place.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna
Good,
tell you
because
what.
Charles got to
I'm
add bad
gonna tell
influence to
you,
me on that one.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you this, Snowman and Jesse and Namer, and everybody in the chat. What really wanted me to go at fucking Mary Brown's head was because
Uh-huh.
of some of the comments he made.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the black
Such as?
manosphere, there's only 3 people who really smoke cigars. One of
Yep.
them passed away, which
And
was,
that's David.
you
That was
know,
David.
rest in peace, power in paradise to David Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Valdez, aka the Angry Man,
And the other one's you. So
and
Charles.
he talked about, well, you know, these guys out there with these dark glasses and
Mhm.
cigars. Oh,
Oh, that's
really?
two.
Nigga?
That's two direct shots. That's
I
two
said,
direct shots. That's not just one.
like really? So do I come over there and shit in your pig pen, Porky? No, I do not. But see, a divestor will never go over there.
Nope. Don't have to.
Now
And-
here's an
and-
intro. Go ahead.
Don't
Charles.
have to.
And the reason why I bring that up is because you wanted that raw masculine energy. You want somebody to put you in your goddamn place. That's all.
Can
Here's
I?
here's a
Can I
question.
echo?
Go
Can
ahead,
I
Jesse.
echo Samuel? Can I echo Samuel L. for these divestors? And I plan to say this tonight. Sometimes you just got to look at them and go, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Exactly.
Here's a question that I always have. If the divestors love white men so much, why are they always in black spaces? Why are they always in black men's spaces?
Because they can't help it. That's easy. They can't help it. They think they're fully divested, but they want to keep an eye. I liken this to slavery. They want to keep an eye on what black men are doing so they can find a point that they believe is weak and they can cinch in and attack it. It's like studying game film, or in Charles's case, opponent's wrestling film. It's like studying game film. They want to learn.
To let you go.
They think of us as their opponent, and they try to study us as such. That's easy.
They're scared to let you go.
Everywhere you look, there was a so-called divestor on the Roger Report this week. You know, and she's in the comments. Well, my husband is white. Blah blah blah. Okay, if you have a white husband, quote unquote, why the hell are you over here on a platform catered toward black men? What's the point?
Backup question. You notice how they sound like they're saying that out of obligation and not out of love?
Exactly.
Well, let me step away so I can get ready for Snowman Unfiltered. Charles, my Cash App's in the private chat. If you could post it and continue to make the plea for me, I would really be appreciated. Thank you.
Yep, already posted it. I got you, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
All
I'll see y'all at 9 o'clock tonight.
Take it easy, brother.
Peace.
Thank you.
And don't forget, after this show, we're gonna push everybody to the Snowman's joint. He's gonna have a good perspective on things, especially being a black man who's happily married in an interracial marriage. But you make up a good point that I asked when I spoke to this woman on Roger's joint.
Charles,
What?
was there a divestor on Roger? Did the divestor come on Roger's show today?
Yes.
Okay.
And I spoke to her and I asked her, why are you here if all you care about are white men? We don't care. We just don't care.
I think that's what she's trying to figure out. Why you guys don't care.
We don't care
That's
because,
why.
See, here's the thing about it, right? A great warrior one time had to put his notice out. Okay? He had to tell people, look, when black men started to actually say, you know what? I can do me and be me. I don't care what you think about me anymore. At first, sister, you have my, and then when you find out they're black women, there's more black people in Brazil than in America. There's more black.
You know why, right?
Huh?
You know the reason why, right?
Of course. And here's the crazy part, right? When you look at it, right? Brothers who may not want to date outside their race, they could find black women in the Caribbean, Brazil, South America, Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Once those brothers started doing, they told those sisters in those other countries, at first you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
And some of those women know how to seduce a man too. They know how to flirt. Gotta be careful sometimes.
And
the local men will be like, hey, easy, easy. You don't know what that one's about.
Shit, that's what black men are saying to other people. You don't know what our women about.
Huh? A lot of them do know because you have these archetypes, especially in the media. I mean, thank you, Top
Man, I was watching one stream a week or two ago, and a dude was talking to a Brazilian chick, and the Brazilian chick even asked, why are black American women so angry and have attitudes all the time?
I'm always angry. Isn't that what that black chick said to the Shikari? Oh, that was the Hulk. I'm sorry. It's hard.
And this chick don't even speak English. The brother was speaking to her in her native tongue, Portuguese. Like people that don't even speak English know your reputation, man. That's messed up.
Oh, you get exposure. There's social media, there's YouTube, and a lot of people have access to cable.
But I don't give a damn about no. I don't give a damn about no divestors. You want to divest? Have right at it. I implore you to divest. Please take these bad values and morals and bad attitudes off my hands for me, please. I beg of you.
Get going. I have help. I remember who was it? It was like some people like, if you want to divest in back here, let me book you that Greyhound bus ticket. Just tell me where you're gonna go. I'll cover the travel expenses.
Because at the end of the day, all intelligent, patriarchal, righteous-minded, successful black men, we're only marrying and dealing with women that are good for us and our children, or our future children at the end of the day. So if you're a divestor, like I made a video 3-4 years ago, why I love swirlers and why you should love them too. At the end of the day, if that's how you openly feel that you prefer other groups of men, primarily white men, then thank you for announcing that. You've made my job much easier.
I don't have to decipher through your bullshit.
Exactly, because I would hate to have children with you and to find out that you hate black men and love white men after we've had children. That would be really terrible.
Especially, which is funny, right? Like, while I'm talking to you fellas, I'm actually upgrading my resume. I had to do it every fucking couple of days because of all these goddamn certifications. God is good, isn't he? And woo! Think about it. I met this fine sister who was in the class with me. I brought my nephew along with me, the young Padawan.
Okay.
And we looked at this one sister from the Virgin Islands. She's also a federal police officer. Police officer for
American, British.
Huh?
American or British? Because remember, the VI divided by half.
American.
One group of the other. Okay, American. Okay, thank you.
So I want you to think about this, man. Very fine sister, fine, lovely sister. Of course, was making her laugh, and I peeped. I was like, oh, I got her.
Mhm.
And it was funny because she was smiling. She had a nice shape, nice disposition. And you thinking to yourself, if this was an American black woman, she'd be grumpy. She wouldn't even speak a word to me. But how many women, to their detriment, give up men and don't even understand why? Why you're having such problems? Why?
When have you ever heard of a woman doing soul searching and realizing the problem is them?
You can't do soul searching if you don't have a fucking soul.
Fair points. But let me look at it this way. How many women have you known to look back and trying to figure out that the problem was them, as they were the only common denominator in all of it? How many women are willing to admit they're right? Because remember, as Mr. Z, Mr. Black in effect would always say, it's three things that cripple black women. It's guilt, shame, and to be right.
It's how can I say it? It's hilarious to such an extent where it's like defeating yourself. You're the only group of women that have mastered the ability to fuck up free lunch and a wet dream. And it's not us doing it. It's not us doing it. It's funny as hell because I'm looking at my resume because I'm filling in all the stuff that I've done, certifications, and I know you and Jesse, and there's other men who've accomplished shit in their life who know the same. And you're like, wait a minute. If I want children, if I want somebody who's willing and able to raise my children to be better than we were in our generation, where am I going to go? Am I going to stay where our society is wallowing in obsolescence? Or am I going to go and find? Because remember, black men who are traveling are doing what men are supposed to do. Seek out and go. Men traditionally left the comforts of home. It's part of the hero's journey in every culture. You cannot truly call yourself a man till you literally get out your lap of comfort and go see the world, gain some experience and knowledge, and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you stay over there to establish yourself and build strong communities, strong families, and a strong society. Go ahead, Namer. Then Edward can help.
One example of a person within our own circles comes to mind when you ask these questions. And he did so not too far from where I'm at. Our old elder Semper Fidelis.
Yes.
He's married to a Finnish woman. They have 2 children together. And he's been integrated into Finnish society. He's been to all over the place during his time in the Navy. So he knows what it's like to be overseas. And coming back to Harlem, it wasn't easy, but when he came back home after the serving, he was like, yeah. So he went out. He realized there's nothing good over here.
Yeah. Think about it. It's not like this man has any hatred for his people.
No.
He just found.
Here's my question, though. What about brothers whose imprint is non-black? Sorry. Even though they're down for the community, their imprint is white. That doesn't make them less. That doesn't make them less members of the community, right? Doesn't attack their credibility, does it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Edward. Go on.
The problem
No
is
comment, Edward.
men don't get imprinted the same way women get imprinted. That's the first thing that's got to be understood. You know, a lot of these guys, if you look at when you say how they've been imprinted, generally to the extent that happens, usually the first before there's this before is this sexual attraction when you're in puberty. Usually the first females that you're associated that you interact with outside of your mother, you know, the little girls when you're a little boy, how they act towards you is generally going to, you're going to put them in nice girl category, bad girl category, you know, in your mind, right? And so this is why environment is so important, because who you're around is first based on environment. So if you're in an environment where you're around white girls, mostly white girls or mostly whatever, and they're nice to you, then, you know, I'm not saying you're being imprinted, but that's establishing something. And then if you deal with black girls and they act a certain way versus white girls act another way, that establishes someone. Now, here's another part of the imprint phase from a man's point of view. And Ron Wills is really good about this. Who gives you sexual access first is a big caliber too. Yep. So if you sit here and black women are giving you problems, I don't give like, you can say what you want to say about the why. I'm not even going to argue that. Lame, whatever. Let's say you are lame. Let's say you are lame and you like comic books and shit like this, and you ain't into sports, because usually people can kind of counteract that with, they play sports, they play football, you know, they can kind of get around that a little bit, because you had a lot of that just to establish like people like Charles and shit, like, because I saw that when I went to school. Like, dude, if you play sports, that overrided the other shit, especially if you played. That Dragon Ball Z shit is just something put to the wayside in a black woman's mind if you actually got your jersey dirty, as they would say. But let's say that you didn't do that. You got a job. You took that track, and then you did that and you didn't like that. So let's say you deal with a Asian female or white female that is not ugly, is all right. You know, then, and they give you sexual access, that who you're first and stuff, that stuff matters even with dudes in their mind. And so they will be looking for that, because that's the path to easiest to get your biological imperative incentivized. And yeah, you may do better with whatever white chick. Now see, this is why in the black community, what do they say? You cheat in the game. You need the man up and endure. They try to act like your manhood. It's almost like Anakin Skywalker. You got to lose your arm in order to prove you're a man. Like, it ain't supposed to be that fucking hard. And what doesn't get said in the black community is your women respect you less.
Walaikum salam.
Off
salam, Philip.
Yeah, off jump. They respect you less off jump because of the other stuff that's going on that you don't even know about. You know, so it ain't. So when they tell you it's about self-improvement, no, you're already starting off 5 points in the handicap, because black women do not respect black men, and they're taught by their daughters to not respect. I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. Versus the white dudes are not like that. They're more intimidated by them and know they won't get picked, which is why they don't deal with them. Do not let them believe in that loyalty shit, because we have seen time and time again, when you look at the white boys that black women are with, it is not the same aesthetic at all. Even if they're broke white dudes, but they're tall and they're fit, it's not the same. It's like they say what they want from black men. Hey,
Edward, can you please give us that quote from our great but late brother, the Dr. David Carroll, about whiteness?
Oh, he said that white skin covers a multitude of imperfections.
Oh, yes, it does. It's that one chick, when I saw the O'Shea's video on it, and it was a black chick who said black men need to protect. And she's in a fucking relationship with a dopey looking white boy. And I'm like, why can't he protect you? Why can't he protect you? And I'm like, why do I have to be the protector of someone who does not respect and is diametrically opposed to my existence. That's like a Jew running to a Nazi for help. Ain't gonna
Well,
happen.
well, black women believe, and this is where I even saw somebody shared a post on Facebook where a dude was talking about how, helping boys or helping, basically, I think he was trying to aim at boys. Helping boys lets the parents off the hook, but it still needs to be done anyway. And I'm like, yo, I don't believe in that village bullshit. I don't believe in that in my own family. You like our family, we have like certain lines when it comes to different factions of our family, and this has something to do with like people older than me. A lot of times, the women, as far as certain things, that they didn't like other women. So this bullshit about we're all a village and we're all the same, nah, fuck, that's some child shit.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
tell you.
how. No, that's
I'm gonna
bullshit.
tell you how I do it. My father always taught me, heaven helps those who got their own. Meaning, when you're trying, and I'm pretty sure this would hold same for you, Edward. If you see a young brother who's trying, you would open up the gates of heaven to help him because at least the brother trying, he's showing great effort, he wants to learn, correct?
Well, yeah, because a moving wheel, you can guide it. So, like, in turn, like for instance, if somebody's trying, there's value you can get from that person, and then give them more value because you know more and guide them in the right direction. There's some reciprocation there.
Yeah.
What people are looking for is to be fucking bailed out, and I don't do bailouts.
No. And I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, that's what, and see, they don't say it that way, but that's real. That's why when they say, like, even when me and Complex used to have this conversation in the Coliseum, Complex had no problem investing in the black community, but he said, "I'm gonna live where the fuck I'm gonna live." And
Mm.
see, black people, certain folks had a problem with that, saying you have to be there.
No,
No,
no.
you
That's
don't.
that's the reason why when people say, "Why don't the police live in our neighborhoods?" Because you don't fucking respect them.
And everybody doesn't have to be there. That's some bullshit. Because my thing is, in that case, then the women shouldn't be sexually validating the dudes that are a problem for the community. Like, see,
And
that's what doesn't get said, and people want to kind of skate past that.
and see, that's the key ingredient. Black women for the longest time wanted to be
Vote for what you
rescued.
get with your pussy.
Yeah, black women for the longest time wanted to be rescued for their failure of good decisions. That's all. Well, I give you some pussy if you help me out of this. Didn't I tell you to go take your car to the mechanic and get some oil? Well, if you help me, I'll give you some pussy. You give everybody pussy. Give me something that nobody else had. And that's the question. Anybody else want to get in?
Well, look at it this way. Divestors, just by their own nature, have, I don't know, it's something, it's almost akin to a mental illness. But they don't understand why they are the way they are. But there's a deep-seated hatred. I mean,
They understand. They just. I feel how I feel.
they don't
and
want to
that's all
admit it.
that I feel.
They don't want to
Yeah.
admit it.
And
They don't want to admit it. And I've seen like I don't know how to explain it to me. So that's kind of
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. A wise man once told me, "You can only hurt what you love the most."
Oh, I hate that term. I hate that phrase, brother.
Because
if you love something, why would you hurt it?
I looked at it, and I found it to be so fucking true. Black women envy black men because they're like, you don't have to be judged by your hair, even though we have the same fucking texture. They hate us because we are the physical manifestation of what they see in the mirror. They wish they can have the happiness and contentment of black men. They wish that they can be the cool guy. They wish they can be the guy who's always going to be accepted. I'm going to tell you, for everybody on this panel right now, and probably a lot of people, if not almost everybody in the chat, has been somewhere out Oconus, which represents outside the continental United States in the military terms. Once you step off the plane, you're no longer black. You know what you are? You're interesting.
Yeah. And it's funny how literally it's, as far as the divestiture thing, I'll say a couple of things on that real quick. Number one, y'all, that was a case of black on black crime, which y'all did to that female.
I just asked her for pasta. How did she make the temperature of her pasta go up?
And that's and it was because number one, what she was looking for is for black men to be hateful. Not to just point out the hypocrisy and then just be like, look, is this, and this. And that's why she even started, because I didn't listen to most of it. I was kind of just in the chat. It was on mute. But then when BGS started talking, when she started bullshitting about, oh, I'm with the Proud Boys. And it's funny because it's like, yo, your idea of, oh yeah. Oh, it got worse than that. Your idea of what a conservative is being anti-black. That's what your idea of it is. And her idea of it is being anti-black and being pro-white, which is why in her mind, talking about the Proud Boys is not only at her, what she thought was she was going to fucking, piss us off, but at the same time, she saw that as like a virtue. And I'm not even saying I have an issue with the Proud Boys one way or the other. This is who she chooses to deal with. That's why I wrote that super chat saying, ask her if she supports the KKK as well. And you notice how she didn't just say no. She actually, it's almost like you shouldn't have to figure out what's the right answer for that. And then when Roger said something real quick, she was like, oh, that's stupid. Why would I do that? But you're very enthusiastic about dealing with the Proud Boys. Are the Proud Boys KKK? No, but the skinheads weren't either. Not saying the Proud Boys are skinheads, but my point is, you're around, and then not to mention the fucking mask that she likes to wear, which, by the way, a lot of any white dude with a job, with a serious job, even dudes that are on that shit are not going to wear that on their sleeves that boldly. Because they know that it's not even about political correctness. They know their money is their money. Like, and so this is her mimicking what she thinks things are. And I'm like, do you think white bitches have to do this? Do you think Hispanic women that are on the whiter end? You think Asian women have to do this? But in the divestor's mind, they have to prove they hate. But they believe that the more you project hating black men, the more you attract white men. Now, somehow you've been in this bitch for 10 fucking years and you haven't figured out that that's not what's going to do it. But yet that's what you all keep doing. Also, this fucking, even SWP had to ask about that voice. They have this thing about their voice.
Well,
where it's like, that shit is not natural, and they all do it. Chrissy does it. Cynthia does it. This chick does it. Like, it's like, do you not? And we know you're not born doing that. That's something you have to try to do. It's
called mimicry. It's called mimicry of Miss Anne. And see, the crazy part about that, the piggyback, and I'm gonna let you finish it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the reason why black men have it so better. We don't have to change our voice. We don't have to change who we are. We could be just as nerdy. We could be just as thuggish. We could be just as military or militaristic. We could be anything. We ain't gotta change a goddamn thing but our clothes. And they're so heartbroken because this lets you know black women on a fundamental level, on a practical and theoretical level, do not understand men, let alone their men or any other men on the planet. They want to be a copy instead of a fucking original. Go, Edward.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, there's a big difference between a interracial dater and
shout out to F Holiday for the Cash App support.
Absolutely, F Holiday always supporting an interracial dater and a divestor. Divestor, there's this need to hate black men and blame black men for everything that they are. Basically, blaming black men for them being black. And an interracial dater, just they have a preference and they go get it. That's the beginning and the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around chicks who dated white guys, and they said, well, we couldn't relate. I know why. Because all you were to him was the black girl knock. If he could get one of you, he could brag about his friends. Oh, I've been with a black chick. Especially if he has black friends. He wants to brag about he's been with one black chick. You're exotic to them, okay? Once the curiosity is over, they're moving to the next girl. They don't get that. It's no different than if a light-skinned guy with curly hair and green or silver or blue eyes walk into a room. Or a 6'7" dark-skinned guy with a white beard and a bald head and a beard. He's exotic. He's not the norm. That's all you are.
Or a nappy ass afro.
Yeah.
I speak from experience.
Yeah. So when we fundamentally say this, and shout out to the Sarge Lewis Coyer. Oh man, for the Cash App, salute, man. Woo! Salute. Great blessings. Thank you for blessing. And see, I got to shout out to all the black men who did what black men do best. Especially what I saw on the last few streams and the last few, super chats, especially on Roger, BGS's Mind Arts, Edwards. Y'all been really supporting black male media, and you've been putting your voice out. You really you said, look, these guys speak for us, we support them. Shout out to you, black man. Every time everybody gives us a problem, we got an answer. Woo! Go ahead, Namer.
Like I said about, being exotic looking, especially considering I'm the non-AOS one in here in the bunch here. Because when I tell them where I'm from, they say, where's that? And then I have to show them on a map and everything. And then they get intrigued and everything. And because I could grow my hair out that long, they're like always asking if they could touch my hair. Because they've never seen hair like this. They've never seen black men who could grow his hair that long. Because most of the black men they've been around usually kept the hair short or cut it or dreadlocks. Someone who just grew a throw out and just let it grow wild. That intrigued to me. And then when they started interacting with me, they said like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Especially when they realized how intelligent I was. But I remember, but then again, I'm of one nationality, but there are people of another nationality who from nearby. If they saw me talking with another person, I would get dirty looks. I mean, they would just give me dirty looks because they think I'm one of their own. And then when they approach me, try talking in their native language, I speak in my native language, like, wait, where are you from? I'm from this. Oh, I thought you were one of our own. No. Because even in the other places where interracial or interacting with other people, is frowned upon. And so somebody who claims to be a divestor will try to get their attention because they know how to get them pissed off. Us, we don't care. If you want to be with him, be with him. Just leave me the fuck alone. I mean, I remember, who was it? Like, when we talk about the reflexive black men reflect black women, Tommy Sotomayor asked this one question, and he had to bring him up. He once asked, how is it that black women always have to wear weaves, namely like the white girl, but black men can grow their hair naturally all the way down the back, small of their backs, not have any problem? Somebody explain that to me. What's going on here?
Well, you got to realize, black men literally invented the afro. And they were so refined because you got to remember, I'm not sure how familiar you are with American history like that, but
please tell me.
Black men in the 60s and 70s were some of the most refined black men ever. Because of,
Shit. You should have seen African men. How many African men were going froze out in the 60s and 70s?
and guess who inspired them?
Emulating you guys.
Because you got to remember,
Listen to funk, soul music, as well as
yeah.
embracing and incorporate with our own music, man.
You got to
What are you talking
remember,
about?
a lot of people were telling black Americans, you're the best of us, and we want to emulate you. And we love the motherland so much. Where do you think Pan-Africanism started? In America. Ever since with Garvey. And when black men were going
you forget something, Charles.
Yep.
Charles is forgetting something. Also, the French West African intellectuals, they were also Pan-Africanists, and they brought up something called negritude, which their way of saying a black attitude. And there was a term they kept saying, a certain phrase.
Yeah.
Black is beautiful.
Yeah, you got to remember, in the 60s and 70s, black men were going to college. They were putting their women and their children through school. You know, you had a lot of black men getting their PhDs. They were doing the damn thing. If they weren't a part of the intelligentsia, they were the hardworking, highly skilled black man that could fix and do anything. They were creative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I gotta go, but I will end by saying this is how crazy this shit has gotten. You got a 23-year-old, a 24-year-old dude that would be considered a select dude by most people's standards in this space, even in the other space. Just got a tattoo on his forearm talking about passport bros and enlightened Western men. Bitch, it's over. For your
It's over.
like honestly.
Wait. He's got a tattoo?
Yeah,
Who's that?
Austin Holloman.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Bitch, it's over.
You know what? We got to somebody's got to put up a link. There's a clip of Ron Wills giving his 2 cents about the whole thing, and he actually comes at it like a grown man, and he breaks it down. He's not against it. He doesn't condemn it, but he's telling brothers, be prepared when you go out there.
Yeah.
Don't get caught with your pants down. That's the problem. A lot of the passport bros do not give enough information about how to protect your ass while you're down there.
Okay, so hold on. Let me answer that. Number one, that's not. I get what you're saying, but that's not true. The information is in the groups and it's in the Discords. So are they broadcasting the information for YouTube, which is public consumption for all the people that either don't know or want to be naysayers to see it? No, they are not. But for dudes to actually have the information, these conversations do get had. I mean, I don't. Right. I mean, and I get what you. I know you're coming at it.
I've been in a couple conversations, honestly, but yeah, I know what you mean.
A good place, but and yeah, you can pull it up. A good place, but the thing is, you have folks that they have a question, if they have an objection, and then if it's answered, it's answered, and you have people that only present objections because they're not for it, which is fine. But just say that and then be done with it, not the waste people's time. I know that's not you. I know you. What you're saying is a legitimate objection. I get that, but I don't. People always say this.
No, it's not objection. I'm just saying that we gotta take the bad with the good. That's what I'm saying.
What would you expect? Like a whole bunch of videos, like because a lot of people have their Patreons. A lot of people have, and like I said, it's free in the Discord groups. And it's just like how people say that motherfuckers are always basically making things seem like everything is candy cake and I'll give you a perfect example. Pablo has been on his channel before all this stuff broke out months ago, talking about passport pookies and motherfuckers throwing their money around and how that's bullshit and motherfuckers need to stop. And he's been saying that, but see that people don't pay attention to that because that's not sexy. It's not sexy that's for passport bros. So
right.
Yeah, but it is there, and it's not just in one group. It's there for people that want to know when they ask these questions.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, it's like sometimes, sometimes I'm just saying people shouldn't be just going in head first in without doing the research, doing the reconnaissance, I mean, Charles, like myself, I've been in the military like Charles has, and we like understand the points of having an accurate intelligence, accurate information doing the reconnaissance. You know what I'm saying?
Usually when that happens, I'm gonna tell you when that
Mm-hmm.
happens. Usually when that happens, it's like when somebody's in fucking New York and they got an easy flight to the Dominican Republic, right? And then it's just an easy flight to get there. That's not usually somebody in like Little Rock, Arkansas, and just going to like Asia, and it's like, what the fuck did I go to? That doesn't happen. Only 600,000 African American men that are non-ADOS, that are non-military, actually have passports. Out of that, a very, 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 very small percentage are actively traveling. Remember, it's the pandemic, and a lot of motherfuckers ain't going because they ain't got the vax. Me, for example. So this idea is so many those situations. Also, notice how now I'll ask you this. Do you think who's more in danger when they travel, men or women?
Men. In certain places.
You think men are more? So you're saying that you think
in certain places.
What place?
In certain.
Give me an example. Where a man traveling alone is statistically more in danger than a woman traveling alone.
Oh, okay. Let me rephrase that question.
Because that's how I asked it.
Let me retract my answer. Let me try to say it. Okay. Usually it's women, especially if you're traveling to the third world by yourself.
I'm not even getting in a race. Now we add black. It's definitely black.
I said Okay.
No. My point is there was a point to that though. My point in saying that more black women travel than black men. Most of them travel alone. Nobody says this shit. And I can tell you right now, it ain't talked about like that as far as the safety shit. Now, if you care about black women, not you, but I'm saying anybody else that would say that is on the bullshit, why aren't you saying this? They never do. You see what I'm saying? You got black women going to Africa. You got black women going to crazy places on their fucking own. This is why some of them be wanting black men to come with them. Because they know they're doing it. You got black women going to fucking Jamaica.
Man, I know. I got some partners in the Gambia, right? One of them is
what in the Gambia?
One in the Gambia, yeah, because I know some.
No. What did you say?
I was about to answer that question. Hold on. I know some people, through mutual friends in the Gambia, right? And one of them is with an ADOS woman. She immigrated to the Gambia. And they've been together ever since. He's a good dude too. Well involved in his community and shit.
No, I mean,
but I know what you mean.
Yeah, but and this is why like I get annoyed because the conversation is black women don't travel at all. Let black people talk about it. Black
Who the fuck said told that lie?
What I'm saying. Who the fuck has talked about black women traveling at all? They notice how they don't remember when black people say black people, they're talking about both. When they talk about what in this conversation, even in the dudes other than me, it's just some other people are starting to say it, but other than me, who the fuck else?
Seems like something I said my God lost in translation here, but okay.
Even mentions black women traveling at all, other than Dennis Sperling with that book, and then me. Nobody at all the videos in this last dust up, and quite frankly, in the dust up before that and before that, black women are mentioned zero. Now, notice how they always mention what black men are doing, like black women are fat. Now, black men are fat too, which is not true.
This is a black gynocratic protocol, right? Whenever it's something bad,
clarifying.
Whenever it's something bad, it's black men. Yeah. Whenever it's something positive, it's black women. But whenever some shit that's going down, let's say, like COVID, for example, even though as far as data is more black men that got messed up with COVID, they would say black people. So it's like now the women are getting the sympathy points, even though they were only a fraction of the deaths from it. The same way with police violence. like 90, I think it's like 98% of black people that get killed by police are male.
Yeah, just like with the evictions, when they want something, it's always black women. Like with the evictions, I've seen 3 articles now. One from the Hill, and another from somewhere else, another from somewhere else. The Hill, the recent, talking. Me and Christian went through this ad nauseum because Christian is a landlord, and a lot of these landlords are tired of fucking black women. Shit, the niggas of the landlords are tired of fucking, like, for real. So there's a reason they're getting evicted. But the point is, now they want to make it like the government needs to save specifically black women when the government has got to save everybody. Or not got to, but it's like, no, we got to look at a lot of other people that are bigger demographics than just y'all. Because Christian was talking about something that's like in his area that's helping women, people transition out of, rather than being evicted, it kind of spots them some money and stuff. So if they come out the right way, it won't just have them out on the street. And so my point is this: when they want help, they know to be specific. It's the game. And I ain't talking about the women. I'm talking about just the men. Because I expect the women to talk about traveling because that's human capital they're trying to protect. But the men completely act like women do not travel at all. Like, nobody mentions it. It's as if it doesn't exist. And you see it in the arguments that are being had. So it's like, yo.
Who hasn't mentioned it, first of all? I mean,
I'm asking you, who has, out of all of the passport conversations, the naysayers and all of that, who the fuck have you heard?
Those conversations, right? But I remember I've mentioned a few times in Charles's and BGS.
I'm taking you out of it. I'm taking you out of it. Who else other than you?
Okay, take me out of it. Take me out of it.
I haven't heard you. I'm talking about in general.
The only people that mentioned
it. Hold on. Understand this, Namer. I'm taking kind of what you said, and I'm piggybacking it onto my frustration with the conversation in general. It's actually not
okay, because it's like I thought you were coming at me. My bad.
No, it ain't at you. But the thing is, you are in these conversations. So what happens is, if these conversations overall is had on bullshit, even if people that might come in it with good faith, they're going to dance to the tune of where the conversation is kind of blowing. And this is why I talk so much shit about the overall conversation, because it drags people into the bullshit, because certain questions that get asked is what you've heard. So to think about it, the question you ask makes sense, but when you understand that black women actively travel a lot more than black men right now, and it's like, women are more vulnerable, then and they do it alone. Sometimes they do it in girls trip. It's kind of like, it doesn't make sense when you know that. And see, you know this, I know this, but everybody else is listening don't know that, because everybody they've ever heard. Now you say it, so you mentioned the women.
My bad. I misunderstood you, fam. I misunderstood you. I'm
gonna say this about
my apologies.
Part. When I was wrestling at around 16, doing the Olympic style wrestling in Amsterdam, Germany, different parts of Europe, I walked alone. I was in the red light district and didn't even notice. I was like, why are these women in this window? Why they got red lights?
That's in Europe.
Yep.
This is Amsterdam he's talking about. The red light district, Amsterdam.
Y'all, the places that people would rather be there than in here, because the social programs are stronger. Go ahead, Joe.
Even let's take women who are in the police department. The women in the police department travel in hyena packs. They're never traveling alone. And here's the craziness about it. They know that if they travel alone, there's some issues. Yes, mentoring / helping children that aren't yours can sometimes enable their parents to keep being dysfunctional, but the children are the future, not their parents. I agree to a certain point, and I don't. One,
let's say the babies.
I'm gonna put it to you this way: never play boo-boo the fool. Now, just because you're a mentor, it does not alleviate the parent from responsibility. Two, you must see if that child is worth mentoring. Is there something to cultivate, or is this child looking for somebody to fucking manipulate? Because a lot of people train their children to manipulate men and women who are trying to help them reach, new heights. Never ever get used.
I
We
don't
have to see
mean.
it like this way also
Hold on,
too.
Mil. I don't mean to change the conversation, but Detroit, that nigga, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I want to be very clear. Anybody that falls for that soft girl movement bullshit, you deserve to get fucked with no Vaseline. I'm just in 2022. If your dumb ass falls into Detroit just mentioned it, falls for this thing where women are saying soft girl era, like nigga, your God put you on this earth to be evil. That's all I got to say. That's your purpose, is to be fucked for everybody else. Because the level of IQ with what these women have shown you, any bitch that's saying soft girl era, that should tell you she wasn't soft to begin with. And then she thinks that shit is trendy. So
See,
any chick that says that, just understand, there ain't no feminine bitch saying that. Just or
Then
woman
we
I
saying
you
that.
went
know you
to
got to
we
think
went
about
from
from
a hot
this
girl
point.
summer. We went. F Holiday said we went from a hot girl summer to a soft girl era. I like to say this: we went from a hot girl summer to an eviction lady with her damn
That's
self.
what that is. And by the way, I would be disappointed in Clarence if he fell for some goofy shit like that. Watch Clarence talk about soft girl eras upon us. Red pill, what you gonna do? Watch he do a video like that.
I'm gonna tell you
And
what
then
I'm gonna say
I
about
also think
soft.
about it from
Go
this
ahead,
way
Mel.
also. Yeah, the only thing about it from this way also too. You know, black men's idea of traveling is definitely totally different from black woman's idea of traveling and stuff. You know, when we travel, when black men travel, we actually go to countries outside of the U.S. and have an actual experience, different people and everything. Most black women travel. They don't travel overseas like that as large
They
numbers. They
traveling to
mostly,
have a fuck trip.
yeah,
Like
and
they
they
are doing that.
but not in the large numbers as us though still. And also too, they idea of traveling, even still going to another state to stay all the time. They just now try to do what we do and everything, and they realize the results are not the same way as we
I
as
mean,
we
like
are.
I said, I might read that damn book from Pursuit of Happiness on a Patreon and put a pay gate in front of it or something just to read it so y'all niggas can kind of blast through it as an audio. I might do that just to get the information out there because they want to use intersectionalism to justify that bullshit. No, my thing, no, he's just mentioning it. That's all. I understand that, but I've heard that from a couple other people, so I'm taking it as an opportunity. Like, cause I want to know who the fuck is saying this. Like, it just sounds like some
Shout out
fat
to the
bitches.
U-Haul.
It sounds like some fat bitches are saying that stupid shit. Like it sounds like, because thing about
you
women
all?
is
No, that's a different term, Charles. That's something else.
it
I'll
sound
explain
like
that later. But go ahead, Evan.
stuff that because it sounds good. You know, they say it even though it doesn't make no fucking sense. And black men, this is one thing even about being in a proximity of black women too much, is what happens is you start to you're around them so much that you start to adopt their mentality on certain things. And this is where that shit becomes very dangerous. It really does. It becomes extremely dangerous because you start to adapt their thought processes because they dominate the community, and because they're pushing stuff in there a lot more than you. So again, that soft girl era. I mean, who? I'm telling you right now, any bitch out here saying that is automatically disqualified. Like as far as in my mind,
I'll
just
go
know
one
that.
further.
I'm still scratching my head. I never even
further.
heard of that term.
Like that's some
I'll
new
go-
shit. It's just
Ask you know what? Go one further. Just ask them, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then watch them try to run. And watch, Charles.
You.
If you could, I need that Thundercat GIF if possible. When you ask them that question.
Which one?
The one with Cheetah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Ask your question.
So when they say it's soft girl era, just ask them, could you please tell me what soft girl era is? And just watch this. Run, bitch! Run!
They're just running away. See, that soft girl era is like that's what they think that's gonna land them a man, and they've been using that shit to try to do that soft girl shit to white boys, and white boys are not paying them any mind. They're just saying, "Hey, free pussy."
Look at it this way. She comes off like she Rihanna, but she stands up to them like she's Leslie Jones. If that makes any sense to anybody. If y'all can understand,
Yeah,
it hurts.
Leslie Jones is one of the Jabari tribe.
I remember. I'll give Leslie Jones credit when she did that. When she did her Netflix special, and she talked about she wanted to be in a relationship, but she also mentioned that some of the brothers in the crowd were just looking at her and said, "Yeah, I know how some of y'all looking at me right now. She's 6 foot tall. You look at me and thinking that bitch could fight." And yeah, I've actually fought. So who the fuck wants to be with a woman who wants to throw down, especially at that height? You understand what I'm saying, folks?
I mean, good God. I mean, nobody trying to battle like, the gray She-Hulk, okay?
Oh man, I still can't get over that. I still can't get
Can you put
over
up F. Holiday's quote?
Yeah, I still can't get over that scene I just seen, man. She twerking with Meg Thee Stallion. Like, what the fuck? It's like they're the same height. You see that scene?
Oh yeah. By the way, I've said it once again. Disney Plus is where heroes go to die.
Last night, I ain't see if I seen that scene. Last night episode of She-Hulk. That's the episode that Meg Thee Stallion appeared on, and there's a scene when she's teaching She-Hulk to twerk. Both twerking in the office.
Why do you need her in the MCU? Or it's the MCU? Oh my God. It's funny. That show was so bad. Bruce Banner had to get on the first thing smoking and leave the earth. I tell you, man. You know what? It's sad. Like, this is and I'll have conversations with ladies, and they'll be like, "Well, men, we want us to do this." No, you do it on your own. Just admit it that you like shaking your ass in the most inappropriate times, and we'll be okay with it. We don't. When do you see a man twerking or dancing at his son's graduation, making a fool of his son? Like, remember back a year or two ago where it was a chick, and she's the mom of her son, and she's twerking all in the middle of the aisle for her son. I can't.
Is she out of her mind?
And this is instead of letting that and chicks like that do a good job of robbing and stealing somebody else's thunder. Instead of letting the attention be on the son because he earned it, he had to go get the good grades and everything. She stole the moment and literally started shaking her nasty ass in the aisles. And think about that. All his friends, all his classmates are going to remember that for the rest of their fucking lives. No integrity, don't care about how anybody else's feelings are.
They're never going to let him live it down, huh?
They won't. Think about it. He could be getting a job or going to college. Yo, wasn't your mother twerking? Y'all know how.
At your graduation, at your high school graduation? Yeah.
Y'all know how cruel black people are.
Like, say he gets his master's degree, right? Or gets his PhD. Yo, congratulations, son. Yo, you remember when your mom was twerking at your high school graduation? Was your mom twerking at your college graduation too?
That is so fucking sad shit. Fucking sad shit.
Shit, I remember my college graduation. My mom was on her feet, was there. My grandmother was there. My father couldn't make it, but he was around. But I was gonna say this: my dad, his proudest moment was to see my younger brother graduate from college. We were there at his graduation. He was just smiling that day. I still remember the dates too. But to see him graduate, I was like, about that. And let me read out Edward's comment. Remember, Megan is 26 and She-Hulk is supposed to be 33. So how you that girly over someone that is old enough to be your younger sister? I I think the thing is She-Hulk, when she's not green, she's white. And so white women's experience is not the same as black women. Black women, a white woman at 26 is not the same as a black woman at 26. Wait.
Tango
What's
Alpha.
he talking about?
That's true. If that's true about the mom who did it at graduation, that kid was lost. That kid was lost. Yep, Detroit, it's a wrap for Marvel. I pray that DC brings back the Snyderverse and destroy them once and for all.
Oh, hell no! Hell no! Keep Snyder out. Yeah, I said it. So Charles, what up? What up, Charles?
I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna meet you for that shit.
With
I'm gonna meet you for that shit.
He took me off.
No, you ain't shit.
The
You ain't
Snyderverse,
shit, no.
that Snyder, man, that Justice
I
League.
the Snyderverse, but let's go.
I'm gonna tell you what, that Justice League movie, I don't care if it was 3 or 4 hours, it was better than any of this shit that Marvel's putting out.
I admit it, yo. It's a good improvement from the Whedon version, but it's
Whedon was sent from Marvel to fucking sabotage. That's what I believe. And here's the crazy part.
Oh,
right?
the conspiracy theories.
And here's the crazy part, right? Motherfuckers try to talk shit about Man of Steel. Man of Steel is a fucking masterpiece, especially compared to all this woke feminism bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Remember, Meg is 26, even though she looked like she's much older, and She-Hulk's supposed to be 33. So how is that girly over someone that's old enough to be your youngest sister?
And they're the same height in that scene. I'm watching that scene like, maybe she.
You remember what I just said, Charles? Charles, you remember what I just said about it?
What's that?
First of all, Megan is what race is Megan Thee Stallion?
Black American.
Okay, She-Hulk. When she's not green, what is she?
White.
She's Caucasian, white.
White women, yeah, white women's experience is not the same as black women's experience. A white girl at 26, whatever experience she has, is not going to be the same as that of a black woman at 26. So what the fuck she knows? She's just like, oh, just follow.
John Byrne.
Familiar with
yeah, that's true, J. Lock.
If you're familiar with She-Hulk, you know, when she's in a genital form, even before she became She-Hulk, she kind of was socially awkward. She was just a workaholic. And so
John Byrne.
Hey.
Yeah.
Mel, look on the bright side here. Look on the bright side, though, Mel. At least Tory Lanez didn't have to pull out some and shoot somebody in the foot.
Which was a lie, by the way.
Which is a lie. So
yeah, true. I'm just saying.
The girlfriend did that. The chick he respected that.
Wait. First of all, let me understand this. The motherfucker was like 5'2" and he's with a 5'9" and shit, right?
Hell yeah, he was shorter than Meg. Like, how you gonna be so aggressive to shoot her in the foot and no marks on it? Like,
that's a Napoleon complex right there.
Yep. They still fighting.
At least he wasn't fucking Lizzo. That's a good thing. But
yeah, it's fucking a shag of shit. Shout out to Amy Spears. Bag of shit. Oh Lord. Y'all remember that episode of Family Guy when Peter got fat or something like that, like a pile of lard?
No, wait. I got one better.
That's Lizzo.
No. I got one better for you. You remember Martin Lawrence's show, Martin?
Which character?
Cole. Remember he had a girl. Cole. He had a girlfriend. What's his girlfriend's name?
Oh, Cole, Big Shirley.
Yeah. Even though we never knew what she looked like.
Little bigger than.
I would know she was a big ass woman.
Little bigger than.
And he was short as hell. He must be like 5'5", 5'4".
Yeah, Lizzo bigger than her. Bad fact, Lizzo remind me of chocolate version or Pearl from Blade.
Oh! Mel, I just got one thing to tell you. Mel, I got one thing to tell you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, I turned 40 today. And
happy birthday,
I needed
man.
that laugh.
To the 40-40 club, man.
Well, thank you. I just needed that laugh, my dude. Because, like, I remember, bro. Like, remember what Abu Wright did to him?
Yeah.
Remember when she fried him? That's like telling Lizzo the truth about her ass being huge. And she's like, no!
He all burnt up, but he's still big like a sack of burnt shit. That's what Megan Stallion. I mean, Lizzo looked like, especially in that blue gown, whatever the hell she was wearing. Like,
I think it was meant to match her flute. Because, she has those flutes and everything.
damn. Like a giant body bonnet or some shit.
You gonna teach a white girl to twerk? I mean,
Shout out to
Russia.
Captain Cisco. Yes, I watched Cobra Kai.
Sorry.
Cobra Kai is a good story, but Cobra Kai got some bullshit with it too. You never see the girls get beat. You see the girls going against the boys. Do you ever see the girls lose? See, females. You're right, Captain Cisco. Females do write stupid action movies that make no sense.
Shit.
I'm supposed to believe an untrained woman can go toe to toe with a fucking man 3 times her size. I mean, even the Loki show. Have you ever noticed? If you look it up, the female version of him, she's taking on 4 or 5 guys at a time. Loki's barely handling 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's some bullshit.
And there's no bullshit because I remember somebody said, well, she was trapped in the time stream. How could she be more proficient with magic than fucking I was raised by fucking literally the all-father of gods, Odin. I fought toe-to-toe with one of the greatest warriors of all time, my brother Thor. And how do you outfight him? I swear to God. Where's the Red Hulk? Where's the Red Hulk? Where's the goddamn Red Hulk? He needs to smash these motherfuckers. They
need to recast Ross now. Like, that's the whole thing.
They need the Red Hulk to come and settle the fuck. Red Hulk needs to come. You know what World War Hulk for the MCU should be? It should be the Red Hulk coming back and whooping everybody's ass. I'll write it. I bet you it'll be $1 billion movie. Why? Because it's gonna be something men will come back to see.
Damn right.
And then
again. You'll
actually have an epic fucking movie when the Green Hulk comes back
in savage mode.
And then he has to go world breaker because everybody around him is either dead or broken.
What about the Grey Hulk?
Charles, you recently seen the recent comic books now that they actually established that Thor is actually stronger than Hulk now.
Well, it depends. I mean,
yeah, because I've seen that storyline. Yeah, when he was in the.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Here's the part.
It makes sense because in the way, like
the part. They're on par. Well, Lizzo can play the movie screen, not the blob. She's the entire movie screen.
Ooh, well, she got that big ass back.
She can play the female race swap version of Blob from the X-Men now.
You know what? I'm coming out with a new rap song called "Baby Got Big Backs." From now on, we don't call Lizzo fat. We just call her Big Back. That's her race. She's no longer a black woman. She's a big back.
She's a juggernaut, big back,
Oh Lord, she's from the Big Back tribe. Sound like a bunch of big backs.
It's a shame. I'm glad Patrice O'Neal.
Just picture in your head when they fight in the Warriors battle and she jumping up in the sky like the homie trying to attack him.
Like imagine she's in the Woman King. Oh Lord, they said they will fight. It will block out the sun with our fat women. Too late.
She doing roll.
They don't need the arrows like the Persians. They don't need They don't need the arrows like the Persians. They just got to be with the fat bitches.
They got the roller ass.
Lizzo smart. Lizzo looked like the type of chick. She looked like she'd do some Homer Simpson shit, like eat a fucking hoagie that was in the back of a radiator.
Y'all remember that scene in Hulk with the little fat black boy who made himself a ball and rolled the ass? They do that. They can do that with Lizzo with the homie tribe. Roll her ass like a big ass ball.
But yet, I gotta congratulate Lizzo because Lizzo is going to be in the biopic of Stan Henson, and guess what role she's going to play? She's going to play the role of Big Van Vader.
Ooh. Are you sure his parents were Leon White's parents are gonna be all right with that?
Oh, well, they were like, damn, that's too much of a likeness. I'm sorry.
Well, he was from Compton.
Yeah.
I want to know who's the guy
Boom.
that she's dealing with.
You
now.
know, I saw Lizzo do that to the Lizzo did that to the pizza delivery man when she said that extra large pizza was too small.
Damn.
You know, she eat pizzas the size of a truck wheel.
Damn.
One time, yo, she cursed out the Postmates delivery person, yo, but not the
Built like Vita Vea. I'm gonna tell you what, Lizzo is built not Ford tough, but she's a 3F50. I'm gonna tell you what. They said the last time Lizzo had sex, a 6'3" nigga had to use a stepladder.
I know one motherfucker who would have wanted to fuck her. But thank God he's dead.
Who's
No.
that?
Who's that?
Patrice O'Neal, because he had a thing for fat bitches.
Yeah,
remember?
Some dudes like to dominate.
He was 6'4", 400 pounds. Remember, 6'4", 6'5". He walked around at 350, 400. He liked the big ass girls, especially with the big ass titties and shit. I mean, he would go back and forth with her.
Mind, he might thinking they had a Coca-Cola shaped body still.
No, he liked the fat bitches because he liked aggressive bears because he described I don't know if you understand the concept. Bears, grizzlies, bears, wolves, and bunnies. Lizzo is a bear. That's a type of woman who's she's surly, but the animal is in respect to the animal's lifespan compared to how long you probably be in a relationship with that person.
Lizzo face is built like 3030 from Brave Star.
Oh. I don't think you can say strength of the bear to carry her ass. You gotta say strength of the whale.
Strength of the Kryptonian. Why? I mean, Lizzo looked like the type of chick this is how she likes to have sex. Gotta crank on that motherfucker.
Man, could y'all believe that y'all seen what happened when they was trying to go in on Ari Spears for talking about Lizzo?
The fuck? What do you call her? She was like, what do you say? How do you describe her?
Oh man, so it was weird turn of events because you had women and some of these feminist men that were trying to shame Ari Spears and joking about Lizzo.
That man was so deep in the closet, clapping with his fingernail polish blue. He wasn't. Go ahead, Justin. Just go ahead. Kick me off and say the word.
I had no idea what you were talking about, Pantro.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was talking about Ari Spears at first, but I guess you're talking about the
I was
feminist.
talking about that feminist guy with the blue nail paint, and I was about to say a word that would have got me banned off of YouTube.
So yeah, what you did, but then you had a attractive chick that actually supported Ari Spears and kind of went on Lizzo too. So that was interesting.
I think I know you're talking about. Osei just did a video about her. She's on TikTok. The light skinned girl. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was weird, man, because this dude I used to do business with was over there. He was one of those feminist brothers that was over there going in on Ari Spears defending Lizzo. I'm like, wow. I'm losing a lot of old associates and some old friends because they didn't want the feminist route for sure.
Man, I know somebody. Y'all
remember in the Power Rangers when they got the ninja power and stuff, their regular powers?
Yeah.
Talk
about the movie.
Aisha, the Yellow Ranger, the black girl that was the Yellow Ranger. She had the power of the bear. You know what she calling now? She got the power of the Lizzo.
Yeah.
You think about it.
That's cold. That is cold. But brother, you cold-blooded like Rick James.
Imagine the Zord, the bear Zord. She got to go on Lizzo.
I just can't, man. I don't want to see Lizzo ever again. I don't ever want to. I done seen too many provocative, disgusting photos. I don't want to see it. Please.
I'm good. I've seen enough. I've seen enough big messes. All right. I know enough heavy set sisters in my life, and they were. But those ones I knew, they had some decent personalities, and yeah, they were what they were. They owned up. We are the way we are. No, I'm not saying. No, I know. Jesse, I understand. You're
I'm
like what?
repulsed.
How tall are you? No, how tall are you, Jesse?
5'7".
Yeah, well, she 5'9". She tower over your ass. She be on you like Uncle Phil on Will Smith.
I've dated as tall as 5'11", but she was slim, and I could.
Wait, was that with or without the heels? With or without the heels?
That was without the heels. Without the heels.
Oh, okay. This means like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman got that, huh?
Sometimes I like a nice tall model chick, slim, nice little bubble, pretty in the face, I could do taller than me. I just can't do like a lot bigger than me.
I'm 6'3". The tallest I've dealt with was 5'9", maybe 5'10". She was just just normal person. She was just average person. I know it's solo. Of course, I remember being approached by shit.
I feel.
I mean, Jesse, you ever get? Oh, go ahead, Mel.
When the Ant-Man movie come out, I think that's when the MCU is going to be back on its track the way it is when the Ant-Man movie come out. Because this one is this one. Yeah.
Oh, I seen the trailer for that joint. Oh yeah, that it looked fire.
They're saying it's gonna be a little more dramatic, not as comedic like the last two. So especially we got Kane the Conqueror.
Wait. What do you mean? What do they mean by dramatic? Is the question? Because that's open to misinterpretation, no?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be dramatic. Just you could tell just from off the trailer.
Yeah, I think like they snuck and put the trailer on, but
Did you watch the trailer?
Not as much comedic like the last two. Like
I'm gonna check out the trailer.
Did you watch the trailer?
I'm gonna watch the trailer.
I mean, you don't have to watch it, Name. You could just wait a couple months to the real trailer come out. I mean, this is the teaser trailer. That's the trailer that they show is the first teaser trailer.
When's the D23 coming next week, right?
I'm not sure, but they did give a lot of information on that teaser trailer.
Yeah,
they're letting your ass know. Yeah, Kane is in this movie, player,
and MODOK's in it also too. They say this one's gonna be like
there's about 3 or 4 different villains in there.
Yeah,
chicken or beef stew.
Right.
I think when the movie come out, it's like it's gonna be more dramatic and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like they bring it back because these shows is like, I still haven't seen the episode of She-Hulk. I've seen that scene, so I'm gonna still watch it. Yeah, I still find it entertaining, but it's kind of like watching something sting. I still got my critiques of it, so like,
I don't know. Sometimes when I see even teaser trailer or
hold on. You didn't see what, Mel?
Huh?
You say you didn't see what?
No, I didn't see the yesterday's episode of She-Hulk. I just seen the scene posted online with the twerking scene with Mr. Sound. That's what had me like, okay, now like.
Yeah, I don't plan on watching She-Hulk. I'm not gonna lie.
I still like a little bit, but I still got some questions on it. I ain't gonna front. It's still entertaining.
I did watch Kamala Khan. What's the chick's name? Miss Marvel. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it, yeah. But I do see a different shift definitely since
what's the name?
After the Hawkeye series came out. Because WandaVision, that had me hyped up. That's really show in that series had me hyped up to see the next episode, WandaVision. And then from
so far, my two favorite have been Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's
WandaVision was a close third for me.
And Hawkeye. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at WandaVision in a certain way, because you see what she's doing, because it just reflects on mental illness and shit, and trauma. The whole premise is about that.
I mean, it set up Doctor Strange perfectly for her role in that movie. All her pretty much she just been through she probably been through the most trauma out of any character.
Yeah, she's the one that lost a lot.
So probably the only character that's been through more trauma as her is probably Nebula.
But that just tells you how frail some people are.
Yeah.
Because not everybody, because there are some people, because
I wouldn't call her frail. She went through a lot of shit, man.
No, I mean, there's so much.
It ain't like she just had mental breakdown after one thing. It was like repeated stuff happened to her that caused her to break, that led up to her
I would
breakdown.
say the top three to
Oh,
me.
compound. Oh, she was a compound issue.
I would
Okay.
say the
She
top
got
three to me
compounded.
will be Wanda, Nebula, you mentioned, and Spider-Man. As we seen the last one, he's gonna go through some trauma because now he's practically on his own. So it's gonna kicking into them and shit. Yeah, like
But
Yeah,
how is
that's
how
a
well
good
is he going to
list.
endure is the
That's a pretty good
question.
list.
How well
Huh?
are you going to endure? Because they like when it comes to trauma and shit, they sometimes screen certain individuals about that shit. Because some people they can deal with a lot. Others, certain things just can
Yo,
just
bitter
a little thing
truth.
just push them off the edge.
Bitter
Yeah.
truth, man. Wanda, first of all, Wanda lost her parents at a young age.
yeah,
Then she lost her brother.
Oh,
and then
She
she
lost
lost
her
love of her
husband.
life and the kids
And
that
she
she thought
lost
that was
her
real. Oh yeah,
potential children.
yep.
Plus,
So
she lost both of her kind of mentor figures, in Tony Stark and
nah, she didn't like. No, Tony wasn't mental.
with potential children.
she was
No,
Tony
she never really
Tony.
liked Tony. Remember, Tony's weapons was the one that killed the family. She ain't really like Tony like that, and he tried to get her locked up.
Right,
in
I
Civil
understand.
War. That
I
wasn't a mental
understand
figure.
that she eventually, kind of. I understand all of
She
that stuff.
gravitated more
But
towards Hawkeye
Captain
and Captain
America,
America. Yeah,
uh,
Stephen Clint. Those were two. Yeah,
yeah, but
but not Tony.
I'll still say Tony was somewhat of a mentor to her.
Nah,
If he was a leader, the reason why I said that is because at the end of the day, he was also the leader of the Avengers.
Actually, no,
The
he
leader
wasn't.
of
It
the
was Steve.
Avengers. No, both of them was a leader. That's why you had Civil War.
But he wasn't.
You couldn't have Civil War if both of them wasn't leaders. That wouldn't make no sense.
No, they always been that. No,
Because it was always a.
No,
I would say there was always a
Cap always
co-leadership.
had that rivalry, but it's mostly on Tony's part because he had a jealousy streak towards him and stuff. But they both was not leaders.
I'm just gonna say this: Tony Stark has never been leader of the Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for two times. One, Force Works. Two, the Mighty Avengers.
See, this is where Charles killed me with this.
He's never been even in the movies. Nobody.
Yeah. Well, I'll just.
The only time he's been a mentor figure in the movies was Spider-Man.
I agree.
Even in the movies, nobody really took orders from Tony.
Exactly.
Everybody took orders from Tony.
No,
everybody.
Steve.
Hold on, one at a time. I'm gonna say this. Number one, and Force Works could have been something special, but they fucked it up. One, Captain America ordered the Hulk. Tony could never do that. Tony can
did it in the movies.
When?
He did it in the first Avengers.
No, he didn't. That was Steve.
We have a Hulk. Remember that?
He said
famous
we have
line?
a Hulk.
A leader.
I'm saying that's the line because a lot of times
that's not a line. I know that's not a line.
He was the one that actually unleashed the Hulk.
That's not him commanding. He just said we have a Hulk.
So let me just respond to a bit of truth right quick. I understand that Thor reacted differently from Scarlet Witch. If you see, Thor responded to trauma by being depressed.
Well,
no, not really.
I don't even really know why.
Exactly, Young Jay. Finally, someone back me up.
I don't know why that would even work, because if Thor is 1,500 years old, people dying to him is not a new thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the only three people that affected him when he died was his father, his mother, and his brother. Oh, and his best friend. What's his name?
The mentor of. Oh boy, how can I go this? Wanda was never really cared about by Tony. Tony kind of thought of her as a weapon as well.
Exactly.
That's why he also had Vision watch her. You got to think about it. He's the financier, but he ain't the leader.
Yep.
He ain't the leader. As a matter of fact, every time he's led an Avengers or attempted to lead an Avengers, that's usually on some really bad shit that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just comic history. Hell, even the MCU, which is considered a comic book universe, it has its own designation. When you
Starks
look at
had the ego.
and when you
Exactly.
look at it's kind of
Captain
crazy.
did not. Captain came out of the military, so he understood what leadership meant.
And when you look at for example, even though it's funny, I complain about She-Hulk, but She-Hulk is one of the most quintessential Avengers. You can't have the Avengers without She-Hulk, without Cap, Thor, Iron Man, She-Hulk, Hercules.
Wasp and Ant-Man.
Wasp more than that,
Yeah,
man.
what? No, yeah, Wasp. I mean, 'cause remember there was
Wasp,
original members.
they're originals, but more Wasp. Wasp been there. Wasp been through multiple iterations. Ant-Man was kicked out
Okay.
because
Oh yeah,
he
you talking about the
was
Hank Pym?
he was little handsy with Wasp at times. He
You talking
believed
about
that
Hank Pym? Yeah, Hank Pym.
he believed in only telling a woman one time to wash the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that old bad joke. What do you say? What do you say to a woman with two black eyes? Nothing. You already told her once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn.
And
That's the
that's
thing
how.
about why they actually had, instead of Hank Pym being the main one, they had Scott Lang. His comic book counterpart, they still got that bad reputation.
Yeah, man. Thank you for
The
giving
West
me some
Coast.
support in the chat. I'm over here
The
outnumbered
West
here
Coast.
by these comic book fans.
The only
The West
mentor
Coast
Tony has
Avengers were
been.
the West Coast Avengers were basically the Avengers on the West Coast and Cali. That's where you get a lot of the Vision when he came up white. That's the West Coast Avengers.
Cause
Wanda,
think about it.
crazy ass Wanda.
Half of the damn Avengers looked up to Tony Stark and took direct orders from him.
Talking
Hawkeye.
about Civil War.
Nobody,
Hold on. Hawkeye.
nobody respected Hawkeye. Didn't
No,
listen to him.
Hawkeye didn't look up to
Hawkeye.
Tony
I'm
like
talking.
that.
I'm talking about MCU. I
Even
didn't
I'm
say.
saying
I
the
didn't
same
say.
thing.
Hold
Hawkeye-
on,
Let me say
man.
this.
You don't even let me
real
get
quick.
nothing out, bro. Yeah, let me finish my
Hold
little
on, let him
statement.
talk. Let him talk, man.
Hold
Shout out
on.
to Mike
Go ahead.
Ness.
Go ahead.
I don't, but Hawkeye. What's your girl name? Scarlet, not Scarlet Witch. Black Widow. Remember, those were the first kind of two Avengers, like after Captain America and Carol Danvers. But that was really like the first team that we were introduced to
They were
in
Shield.
the MCU. It was
They were part
Tony
of
Hart. It was Tony
Let
Hart,
me finish.
Hawkeye, and Black
Tony Hart,
Widow.
Tony Stark.
No.
Tony Stark, Black Eye. Tony Stark, Hawkeye, and Black Widow. That was like the first team of the MCU, and they were following.
Actually, no.
I'm gonna
Who
answer.
was? Go ahead,
Hold
man.
on. I'm gonna answer.
Let me say this is why I said no, and I'll correct you right here. From Iron Man 1, matter of fact, Iron Man 2, that scene when he thought he was going to be an Avengers, they changed their mind. Black Widow was the one that wrote that report on Tony and said, no, we don't consider him a candidate and stuff.
We don't consider who a candidate.
Tony Stark. If you watch
Wait,
Iron Man 2 yes. If you watch the Iron Man 2, when Tony, Nick Fury had the Avengers Initiative, that's why she sent Natasha to spy on him and everything. That was part of it. He was going crazy. And then when she
I'm gonna put it to you this way.
made a successful report, she said, no, we don't consider him as a candidate.
I'm gonna put it to you this way. Hawkeye and Black Widow,
they were Shield agents.
They were Shield agents. Tony was relatively new to this shit and pretty fucking inexperienced.
Yep.
We look at Cap. Cap just came out the ice. The Hulk was around, even though the MCU can't write a good fucking Hulk movie to save their life, and it's so easy.
I like the Incredible Hulk.
It's okay. And what makes it even sadder is that, and to talk about bitter truth, it was Dr. Light did, sexually assault the elongated man's wife. That's why it's called Identity Crisis. It was a really
Yeah.
good murder mystery. That's why the Justice League came on there and beat the living shit out of him.
And they wiped out
And
Batman's mind behind
they
that too.
wiped
Also,
out
too.
they wiped out Dr. Light's mind and
Yeah.
Batman's mind.
Batman, he was not for it. What they did to Dr. Light, so they wiped out his
And
mind too.
it's funny because that would actually make a pretty good movie. Sorry, you social justice warriors. Yes, and I'm gonna say this: Cap was always the leader, even in the MCU. Cap was the leader. Nobody really listened to Tony. If you think about it, Black Panther never really took orders from Tony because he just wanted revenge on Winter Soldier. So he was like, okay, why get my own ride when I can share an Uber?
The reason why Black Widow side with Tony on Civil War because she still had this I gotta make amends for my past type of bullshit. So she switched sides at the end.
Vision is more like, he's a program, so he's
remember he was Jarvis.
He's gonna pretty much rock with Tony because he's a computer program.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is an impressionable teenager.
Exactly. That's the one Tony was mentoring, Spider-Man. That's the one Tony mentored more.
That's
what
even though
Rhodey was his
was his best friend. Before they got the suits. That of course he's gonna be loyal to Tony. That's his best friend.
That's part of the Avengers. That's still part of the Avengers.
That's part. Even though War Machine is,
he's a member of the Avengers. I mean, he literally was at Avengers headquarters when everything got messed up.
Yeah, because he got
Avengers.
Come on, Tony financed everything. He designed everything. He paid for everything.
That doesn't make him leader.
And he was a spokesperson of the Avengers before and after.
Actually, no, he wasn't.
He never spoke for the Avengers.
Exactly. He may have financed it.
He did.
That doesn't make him the leader. Batman financed the Justice League. That doesn't make him the leader.
In most of the movies, like whenever they had the scenes where they had to go to like Congress or something like that, and they had to talk.
That was Tony's own problem. That was
Black Widow. That was Black Widow who actually.
The situation with Tony, I know he's talking about. Yeah, that was Tony's own problem with his company and Iron Man. That wasn't Avengers' problem.
No, I'm talking about in Civil War. Who did they call to try to get Captain America? Who did they call to try to get the Captain America and everybody on board with the Sokovia Accord? They called Tony.
They called
Hold
on. All right, this is how it went. Tony was guilt-stricken because of the whole incident. Just like in the comics, Tony is very easily manipulated. Instead of actually, apologizing and saying, okay, this was done on behalf of whatever. Tony is somebody who's, how can I say, spur of the moment type of guy. Tony rarely thinks things through. As smart as he is, he rarely thinks things through.
He's impulsive.
Those accords, when they wanted to sign, like Cap said, so the government gets to pick who's the bad guys. Remember that. Tony, nobody really trusted Tony's judgment on certain shit. Because Tony still had a lot of making up to do because of his alcoholism. Because, a lot of the shit, if you think about it,
his company.
I mean, he actually made, even though it was Hank Pym who made fucking Ultron. I don't know why they did so. You actually made you are the reason why Sokovia got attacked. Why the fuck we gonna listen to you?
Let's go even before that. Like I said, for many years, before he became Iron Man, all he was just a party animal and stuff like that. He was smart, but he was just a party ego-driven type of animal like that. As you see in Iron Man 3, when he did some killing him like that, he was just an ego type of dude and everything. They didn't realize, like, you know what? I'm building all these weapons, but I'm rich and stuff like that. I like a spoiled brat. And then here's the sentiments behind that.
And here's the okay, I'm gonna answer a bit of truth on this one. There's about 4 people just as smart as Batman on the fucking Justice League, including Superman. You got to think the Justice League have Kryptonian, Earth, Amazonian, Martian,
Martian,
um, Thanagarian,
Atlantean.
New Genesian,
Yeah,
Atlantean, apocalyptic
and
tech.
just and a couple of metahumans on there.
No, I'm just talking about the technology alone. They don't need Batman's tech alone. I mean, it's cool, but they have so many different races. They even have fucking Owen tech, which is basically fucking Green Lantern. So they don't.
That mean Batman funds it, yeah, just like Iron Man funds the Avengers, but that doesn't make him the leader. And yeah, he may be strategic of the Justice League in some plans, but Superman is still the leader of the Justice League.
And this is the bad part about the
Batman left with certain things that they didn't like. That's why he left and created the Outsiders for a while.
And here's the bad part about the movie, because it kind of shits on the continuity. However smart they make Tony in the movies, Reed Richards is like 100 times him.
Black Panther is more smarter than Tony Stark's.
And that's the reason why I kind of like looked at the Black Panther movie and I was like, Black Panther was the smartest, one of the smartest, 7 most smartest motherfuckers on the planet. Like, people are so obsessed. They're like, oh, it's a black superhero, that you took away what made him a fucking hero, his intelligence. That's like giving Lois Lane Superman strength, but he keeps his other powers.
Wait, who'd they make the brains in that movie?
Fucking Shuri, stupid ass.
Uh-huh.
And then we're gonna look at Tony, okay? Iron Man was a B to C level character in comics till the movies. As a matter of fact, even in the comics now, he doesn't have the hottest story. It's Thor and Hulk.
Matter of fact, Charles, you remember that I think I brought this question a long time ago when it was on IBMOR channel when I was saying, okay, if Marvel had all the licensing rights to their characters the way it is, it wouldn't be Iron Man as the head of the MCU the way it is now. I say it would be Spider-Man because he is the mascot, moneymaker of Marvel.
You gotta think about it. Spider-Man probably got more movies than everybody, so exactly. He still is the mascot.
Exactly. He got the most interesting stories out of all of them. Like the top 3 in Marvel is Spider-Man, the Hulk, and
Superman. This is weird, people. You know, I kind of don't like talking about Superman to people who don't read Superman books. How can you be not smart and you literally have technology in your Fortress of Solitude that's thousands of years more advanced than anything on fucking Earth? Normal people cannot fuck with Kryptonian technology. That's how smart he is.
And they really underestimate Superman's intelligence. He's an intelligent guy.
Spider-Man got the most movies out of the MCU. He's probably tied up with Thor.
Yeah. If you really stop paying the focus on Superman's powers and everything, he's actually an intelligent guy. The stories he's actually uses high intelligence. He may not show as high as Batman, but he got some high intelligence. Kryptonian.
Now, what's the word we use?
Studying knowledge.
Hold up. No. What's that word we keep using to describe the men in this sphere? We are what?
I don't know. What was it?
Multifaceted men. Superman, yeah. although he's a Kryptonian, he is human.
Exactly.
He's multifaceted.
Who's that?
Superman.
He's not human.
Despite that, he's multifaceted.
About the characteristics of like humanity type. Yeah, Superman's actually. He's actually more human. Even Batman had to admit there's times, you know what I'm saying? Superman is a guy that I like. I do look up to also too. Yeah. And stuff. He keeps me balanced and stuff. Like, Superman and Batman keep each other
balanced. Batman is kind of like the conscience in a sense. He's like the conscience because he's principled about everything. And he has to be principled because the opposite of him is the Joker, and the Joker is chaos. Because they're black pill.
Okay. I just put up a valid reason of why Superman's smart. I literally have to be smart to utilize technology that human beings can't even comprehend yet.
And he was taught that technology.
That was like, that's like in some of the technology he had to figure out on his own.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, he was smart enough to actually use apocalyptic technology,
Exactly.
another alien technology.
Charles, Superman can study multiple languages just by hearing it, and he already knows it.
He doesn't have a weakness per se to magic. It's just that
My
it's
yeah,
just
my
that it's just
reality warping. That's
he actually can build up. It's like an immune system for magic because it defies the laws of physics. He has to build up an immunity to it. So
Resistance and tolerance.
Just like JLA versus Avengers, when he first got hit by Thor's hammer, he said it felt like getting hit by a planet. But time and time,
Ouch.
when he was fighting Thor, he actually caught the hammer,
Mhm.
and which is nothing but fucking space magic rock, or he actually knocked Thor unconscious.
Ouch.
And in a lot
It's
of ways, he
like
doesn't even need Thor's hammer. That's how powerful
So
Superman is.
because he can operate a computer, he's smart. We're talking about power levels.
Exactly.
Um,
Matt Charles, you
he
remember
was
in All
he
Star
was
Superman
actually
when he
he was
made
actually you also got to be smart to build that same computer too.
Mhm. Charles, you remember in All Star Superman when he made Lois that gift to give him his was like to be like him for the day, come up with the form of his own superpowers and everything in the size of a ball. He came up with all that. I'm like, shh. Even as Luther King
He's
didn't
not
even do that.
unbeatable because he's not unbeatable. He's actually smart because of he's just intelligent. He can actually comprehend. Even without his powers, he's really a really smart guy.
and
So
disciplined.
it's just here it is. It's just we make Batman a character that he was never meant to be. He was never meant to be a Justice Leaguer. He was meant to be a street level guy who fought gangsters and shit. It's just eventually all his fucking rogues galley we were fucking insane. It's just that they play down Superman's intellect. Sometimes they'll play it back up because really, if you look at Batman and you look at the rest of the league, why the fuck are you here?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Superman has actually beaten Shazam before.
Exactly. Yep.
The only way Shazam beats Superman if he sneaks him or sucker punches him when he's not expected.
Mm-hmm.
But toe to toe, he's beating the brakes off of Shazam. Even at his power level off, even when his powers were off, he was shown to be hyper intelligent. So
I think I might go as far technically. I think Superman can even beat Zeus, especially when Superman goes inside the yellow sun and become 1,000,000.
name something he can't do. He's not a telepath.
Mm-hmm. That's all he is now, telepath.
He's not telekinesis. He doesn't have telekinesis to an extent. If you want to count his flight, sure, but he doesn't really have true telekinesis. The Flash is faster. Let me see. Even though sometimes they even say that maybe it's Superman who's holding back as well. He actually feels pain when he goes against strong enough heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I can
And
keep
not
digging.
talking about Doomsday. I mean, when he fought one God, Dark God, yeah, he did some pain to them.
He cannot manipulate matter. He can't transmute. Literally. This is how I know people don't read comics. You say Superman is OP, but you motherfuckers don't say shit about the Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
You motherfuckers don't say shit about Franklin Richards.
Mm-hmm.
You motherfuckers don't even mention fucking Darkseid. who was way more
Oh,
powerful than fucking Thanos.
Darkseid more powerful than Thanos. Even with the Infinity Gems, Darkseid's way more powerful.
Infinity Stones.
So I just
Anti-life
named
equation
Guess
beats
what?
the Infinity Gems.
That's what I hate to
literally
burst
got-
y'all bubble. I hate to burst y'all bubble, but y'all do realize there's no logic to this shit. That they could write any character to be powerful or less powerful, more powerful.
You can, but here's the point. If I go by what the core base power level of the hero, like for example, is Batman gonna be stronger than any regular trained human, even Olympian trained humans? He's gonna be peak human or above it, or slightly above it. So yeah, I can see that because Batman can probably go to the Olympics and win medals in various different disciplines of sports. But will Batman ever be in the same level of agility, speed, and strength as Spider-Man? Hell no.
Nope.
Will Spider-Man ever be in the same level of strength of Aquaman? Speed, agility? Hell no. And don't question that, because guess what? He is stronger and faster than Spider-Man. But yeah,
I really underestimate Aquaman. Yeah, he could take some punches, and he's strong.
Is Aquaman? I mean, even though he's punched Superman and that invulnerable chin,
he has dense skin,
and he's actually punched him very, very hard and didn't break his hand. So that gives you an imagine. So
Aquaman got stabbed one time, and it broke. The knife broke from his skin.
Yeah. So we're looking at.
He lost a hand in the comics series.
We're looking at Venom, the new Venom. Now he's the god of symbiotes. So, and he's pretty much OP right now. I mean, when you look at the base character strength, let's look at what Superman is. Very rarely Superman's going to use the strength to move planets. Was it back if it was pre-crisis, which is pre-86? Yeah,
Superman was
he could do anything he wanted, but now no, they limit him. You literally
a lot of stuff didn't make sense. I mean, remember when he was able to shoot rainbows out of his fingers?
I mean, you got literally people like Trigon and Mr. Middleclick, Mixie, who can actually fucking manipulate fucking matter. They're actually literally like fucking gods. Like, so you got people like that. So nobody ever talks about. I want you to go post Silver Surfer's powers and see what the fuck he could do. Let's look at what fucking Starbrand can do.
Hulk can beat the crap out of him.
Like, there's times. Oh yeah, they actually have the Uniforce in Marvel Comics where anybody is boosted to literally godlike levels. And I mean, you want to talk about the most convenient plot voice. So, all this comic talk, and yes, Jesse, we know that's the comic lore. They can make people as powerful as they want, but they usually don't go too far outside the character. Like, they're not going to. It has to be something very special for, let's say, Batman to get the powers of Superman. It has to be it's going to be either a one-off or a series, a mini-series of what would happen if Batman received Clark Kent's powers.
Yeah, it's like Batman versus Superman. Man, I really hated that. I really hated that movie. I wanted to see that with my friends years ago when it came out in theaters, and I was just very disappointed. And it's like, I mean, I understand the logic, but at the end of the day, it's like
Superman beat Batman. One, that you got to watch the director's cut. They have a bad habit of showing the weird butchered version in the movies. I like the fact that they paid homage to, Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns suit.
Yeah, I like that with Batman too.
But yeah, it doesn't make sense. But I do agree with you, Jesse. Some of it doesn't make sense.
Where that setup was.
Hey, it don't have to make sense. Just I say superhero movies, just enjoy yourself, have a good time, and enjoy your favorite characters.
It's like
It don't necessarily.
it's like my favorite Divestor. They don't have to make sense. They just gotta leave.
Let's put it this way. When it comes to
Bye-bye.
Marvel and DC, and in the comics, the most powerful beings of all Marvel and all DC is DC's the presence, and Marvel the one above all. They're the most powerful one beings out of all the universe. Period.
I mean, they're basically the Judeo-Christian God. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's funny because I look at a lot of people. Marvel got a couple of hits off of certain things, and when you start seeing Marvel do what they do now, I think somebody really wants that universe to die and that product to die because if She-Hulk and all this other fembot shit that y'all putting out is going to come out, it's really not looking good because one, why would I want to see She-Hulk twerking?
Exactly.
That's you just put Megan Thee Stallion, a known serial twerker, just to get the Ally McBeal. Oh, I'm living my best life. Like, you couldn't make her funny. She's not funny. That whole it's just like that bitch today. And I really have to say this before we close out.
Not like
It's like that. It's like, I'm gonna just say this real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all go. And it's like that bitch today. Y'all talking about getting catcalled is worse than going to war, building a skyscraper, possibly falling to your death.
Mm-hmm.
But no, catcalled by construction. If we don't pay you attention, you go nutty. You come over to a fucking space and say, I don't like black men. Why are you here? Why? We're not looking for you. Why are you looking for us? Well, I just wanted to let you know. Who gives a fuck? So
I don't care.
When we stop giving you our attention and give you our indifference, that's what really fucks you up. But go, fellas. That's the same shit.
I was gonna say.
Did you see that Divestor on
Hold on, go, Jesse.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, no, I was saying I was watching a little bit of it. That black Divestor chick that always cover her face on Roger Report's channel, and I recognize her because I seen her on Jessica's show before everything. She goes on black man's channel to talk shit about them, brag about her white boyfriend, but your ass is covering your face like you important outside of YouTube. You don't want nobody to find out. Like, bitch, nobody don't give a shit about you, what you is. Like, if you stand by what you're saying, you all this and everything, just like you said, Charles, why are you here? Go to your white zaddy. Go to your white
Unless you're afraid her boyfriend gonna find out. Unless you're afraid
her boyfriend
somebody
knows about it. That's what I'm saying. No, he knows about it.
If the motherfucker even
She's
exists.
covering her face because of her job, whatever. But yet, you think they ain't going to look at your eyes? The way your shape looking at everything, they're still not knowing it ain't you. Like, what the sense you gonna cover?
What type of flag she wearing? Wait, what type of a mask does she wear? Is it the one with the Confederate flag and shit?
No, it's the one with the police.
Yeah. If you watch
that was
the subject about the Divestors. It was black.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got mixed up with Dan Sperling chick. Sorry about that.
See, you gotta realize this before we go. She put on the police shit, thinking she was gonna offend people, and I'm like, shout out to the police, right? You don't understand. You don't understand that. You don't like the police, bitch. What the fuck do you think I did for years, decades? Like, fuck. I mean, but it's a very fair comparison. That it's just like the stupidity I see on She-Hulk. You're nobody's coming at your ass because guess what? You didn't die, even when you said you have. And thank you for the congratulations to my search. And I get tired. I've heard it all in the military and the police department. You don't know how hard it is. Bitch, you ain't doing the heavy lifting. Shut up. But closing thoughts, fellas.
All I can say is, first of all, the older I get, in fact, I'm a year older now, the less tolerance I have for bullshit. Thank you, Morgan Freeman, for teaching me that.
Woo! Happy birthday, man.
Oh, by the way, for the next 2 months, I'm gonna be using the word motherfucker a lot. Just to let y'all know. I'm in my Samuel L. Jackson phase of mind. Oh yeah, motherfuckers. You motherfuckers know I'm always gonna be motherfucking this, motherfucker that, every motherfucking time.
We're gonna call
Love
you
y'all
Sam. We're
motherfuckers.
gonna call you Sam Jr. Samuel Jackson Jr.
All right, Mel. Last but not least, Jesse.
Yeah, like I said, like just I'm with you, man. And we do name all like the older I am now, like I'm less tolerant and stuff like that. I don't go for the bullshit. I'm straight direct to what I want in life. Period. Even
Absolutely.
some people might not do it, and I might not like it or understand it. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to waste time or money, and I'm not gonna be manipulated. If I feel like I want to rock with you, I'll tell you straight up. I want to rock with you. Don't waste my time. Don't shame me. I'm doing what I want to do. I'll try to teach some dudes like, you know what? Don't waste your time like that. Just be straight, go for broke. But if you want to do that shit, I don't want to hear you complain later how you wasted all this time and energy, blah blah blah. That shit could be nipped in the bud if you told her straight up, and then she would just told you yes or no. That's it. Doesn't hurt you.
You know you got to be an asshole like ARC to use that approach sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, always. Exactly. That's one of the points.
Yeah, but it doesn't work for some of us because some of us are dicks. So we don't start shit. We got pissed them off.
But let's put it this way.
We'll explain that.
They don't think of you as one anyway when you do as mode one. But the main part is it benefits you more because, like I said, you're not wasting time or money. That's the main thing men complain about when dealing with chicks. Time and money.
Noted.
I'm not trying to be on no woman's friend zone unless I get the pussy already. Then that's it. Then I'll be your friend.
All right. Last but not least, Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
I'm gonna be short and sweet, gentlemen. First of all, thank you to the Panther Commander for allowing me to share on his benevolent platform. Salute, Fort Gun salute, and Naima, meet up real quick. I just want to get this out.
All
right. Short and sweet. I don't care about no damn investors. If you want to divest, I start a GoFundMe for your ass. I start a foundation, a charity foundation to help you do it. At the end of the day, logical thinking, intellectual black men, we're going to deal with feminine, fit, beautiful, submissive, attractive black women that have traditional roles. And that's the woman that we're going to deal with. That's the woman that we're going to marry. Anything that's outside of that, we wish you the best. Like they say in that one movie series, may the odds ever be in your favor, and that's it.
We wish you well on your future endeavors, and remember, folks, this is for Jesse. And happy birthday, Namer! Shout out to Mel. We're out.
Hold on. Wait,